everybody. Happy Sunday. I went out to brew some tea and I came back and there's so many of you guys here already. It made my heart so warm. I was like, all my friends are here. And you know what's even better is every single one of your usernames is a different color. So chat currently just looks like a rainbow of names and I love it very much. So hi everyone. Hi Jazzy. Hi Euro. Hi E9. Hi Kirky. So good to see you all. Happy Sunday. I hope your weekend is going well so far. Welcome back to another cozy RPG weekend. Like I was just saying, I got my tea in my squishy kitty cat mug, and I'm ready to get cozy and continue our first playthrough of Avowed. So what's going on with all of you guys? What are you up to today on this lovely Sunday afternoon? I know for all of our friends across the pond, it's daylight savings time now, so unfortunately we are farther apart now temporally. There was 3 weeks there where we were actually closer together. Oh, you want me to dab? Oh, should I dab with tea? I feel like that's dangerous. I'll lower my tea. All right. There you go. Happy Sunday. Jazzy says, I do this out of love, Tiff. Well, hopefully you loved that dab. Every time I dab, it makes me feel even older than I actually am. Like, there's some days where I'm like, wow, I really don't feel 30, you know? Like, I feel like I'm 21 at best. And then you guys make me dab, and I'm like, yeah, I'm closer to 40. I feel like just doing that motion ages me quite a bit. It's a very cozy Sunday for you, Kirky. Good. I'm glad. Like I was saying, I know it's daylight savings time for you guys. I've talked about this before. I hate daylight savings time. I know it's only an hour difference, so it feels so dramatic, but it really, really throws me off for like 2 or 3 days afterwards. So hopefully you guys rest up, take whatever time you need for yourself, because even though it may seem like a minor change, it really can affect you guys differently. I literally had no idea that people from across the world activated daylight savings time, for lack of a better word, at different times. It's one of the beautiful things about having such a global community here on Twitch, is that I learned so much. I just assumed everybody did daylight savings time at the same time. And then I learned that no, North America does it at the beginning of March, and then Europe does it at the end of March. So very interesting. I mean, we've talked about it before. There's no need to beat a dead horse here, but I think we're all on the same page that daylight savings time is dumb and should be abolished. So, you know, anyway, we won't beat that dead horse anymore. It's here, it's over, and now we won't have to deal with it for another six months or whatever. So we'll enjoy it while we can. Cheers to that, hey? Oh, that tea is good. That tea is good. Euro says, my mind doesn't feel 40, but my body very often sure does. Honestly, that's me. Yeah, agreed. My mind doesn't feel 30, but my body sure does. I relate to that very much. Which is rather unfortunate. I see E9 says he's going gray, so we're just a bunch of geriatrics here in this chat today, and you know what? I don't hate it. Nothing like spending time with your fellow senior citizens on a Sunday, am I right? Kirky said, I had some Turkish food earlier for Mother's Day, so now I have Civ 6 on this monitor and the stream next to it. Okay, first of all, Turkish food, yum. Second of all, dual screening Civ 6 and me. I'm honored to be on a monitor next to Civ 6, so hello Civ 6. Third of all, that's another thing that we do differently, isn't it? I was just talking about how North America and Europe do like daylight savings time at different times of the year, but we also do Mother's Day at a different time of year, don't we? I forgot about that. Well, happy Mother's Day to your mom and all the moms everywhere. Shout out to moms. Thank you for all that you do. But shout out to anyone who's celebrating Mother's Day today. Mother's Day in North America is the first Sunday in May. So this year it falls, when does it fall this year? On the 4th or on the 11th? Is it the second Sunday in May? It's either the 4th or the 11th. Sometimes my birthday's May 8th. Sometimes it lands on Mother's Day. And I'll be the first to admit I'm extremely selfish when it comes to my birthday. And I hate having to share my birthday with Mother's Day. Because it's like, I want to celebrate my mom to her fullest and all the moms everywhere. But can they have their own day and then I have my own day? So I will be the first to admit I'm very selfish when it comes to my birthday. I hate when it lands on Mother's Day, but it's not going to land on Mother's Day this year, so we each get our own separate days. Everyone wins. Hooray. Apparently Mother's Day is February 8th in Norway. Oh, interesting. So it's like different for everywhere. I'm just curious now. I got to go Mother's Day worldwide. Okay, so USA, Canada, New Zealand, South Africa. Oh, so it is not just North America. I very incorrectly categorized. This is all the countries worldwide who celebrate Mother's Day on the second Sunday of May. USA, Canada, New Zealand, South Africa, Brazil, Germany, Japan, Peru, and the Philippines. So 9 countries celebrated on the second Sunday of Serbia. Of May. Sorry, I got ahead of myself. In Serbia, they celebrate Mother's Day on March 8th. In France, on the last Sunday of May. We just learned that in Norway, it's February 8th. In the UK, I guess it's the last Sunday in March. Interesting. Yeah, it's different literally all over the world. In Thailand, it's August 12th. In Indonesia, it's December 22nd. In Samoa, it's the second Monday of May. Samoa wanted to have that differentiation. They didn't want to group in with the rest of us. So there you have it. That's my fun fact for the day. Every year, my friend sends Mother Lover to the group chat. Oh, wow. That's an iconic Lonely Island song, Mother Lover. I hadn't thought about that one in a long time. I remember in high school, we would listen to Mother Lover while we would drive our shitty vehicles to and from school, and we thought we were hilarious. But yeah, the more you know. Happy Mother's Day. Hope all the mothers get some good loving today. Oh, wow. Okay, moving on. Oh, God. I said something so disgusting, my phone just yeeted itself out of my pocket. It was like, I don't even want to be near you right now. Oopsie daisies, let me grab that. Anyway, what were we saying? What's everyone playing this weekend? We know I'm playing Avowed today. We know Kirky's playing Civ 6. What's everyone else been playing this weekend? Has anyone been starting any new games? Are you still working through old favorites? We're currently 35 hours into Avowed. This is stream number 9 or number 10. So this has been quite a substantial game. I mean, if you're wondering, like, sort of how many hours to expect out of Avowed, you're signing up for it, like, at minimum a 40-hour, if not 50, 60-hour adventure, obviously, considering how much side content that you do. I've been taking my time, obviously. I usually play through games a bit slower on stream, just interacting with you guys and reading through everything. But I'm also very much a lore nerd when I play RPGs, so I like taking the time to chat to everyone and read everything, and that's certainly buffing my playtime a little bit. But yeah, if you're wondering where we're at, we're 35 hours into Avowed, and today's going to be pretty exciting, actually, because I think we're going to get our new companion today. Last weekend was basically all side quests and world exploration. Today we're going to be focusing on the main story. We need to go meet an archmage, which is going to be really exciting, and we're going to get a new companion. Yatsley, the foul-mouthed little cute fluffy girl, is going to be joining our party officially, so I'm really looking forward to that. I'm really looking forward to meeting this archmage that we've heard so much about and continuing the story, of course. E9 says, I'm missing Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, and no, there's no side quests left. Oh, well, I'm just so glad that you enjoyed the game. I mean, is it time for another playthrough? Start fresh? Just do it all over again? Maybe? Jazzy says, I've been shiny hunting a lot in Pokemon Shield. Awesome. I've talked about this before. I really respect shiny hunters and how much dedication and perseverance they have. Because as much as I love shiny Pokemon, I do not have the mental fortitude to just grind and reset. So shout out to the shiny hunters everywhere. Jazzy, are you searching for a particular Pokemon? Are you just hunting for shinies in general? What's your sort of scenario right now? Enon says, nah, it's a once in a lifetime experience. Okay, okay. I've really got to check out Kingdom Come Deliverance too. We talked about this before. It wasn't really on my radar. I didn't play the first game, and so I knew it was coming out. It wasn't something I was personally particularly excited about, but I've seen so many people rave about it. People saying, it's one of the best RPGs they've played in years, that it might be the best RPG to come out this year. Obviously, we're still very early into 2025, so that's quite a leap. But regardless, all the positive chatter has made me feel like I definitely need to play Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. But the type of gamer I am, I cannot play things out of order. I need to play, like, if there's a Fluffy Creatures 1, I need to play Fluffy Creatures 1 before I can play Fluffy Creatures 2. Weird example. But all of that is to say I can't play Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 until I play Kingdom Come Deliverance 1. So hopefully sometime soon I'll have some time to check it out. I'm sure you guys know I've been on a long-running journey playing through the Trails of series and the Yakuza series in my off time. I'm finally caught up on Yakuza. Well, I'm on the most current game, Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii, which I'm loving. But after we're done that, then I have no more Yakuza games. And then I'm almost caught up on Trails as well. So all of that is to say that soon enough I'll be caught up on these long-standing series that I've been working through in my free time, meaning some time should open up for other things, such as perhaps Kingdom Come Deliverance. So anyway, we'll see. Gergie says, between games, I've been on overdrive for history audiobooks. Ooh, interesting. Do you have like a specific time period that you enjoy, or a specific country that you like, or are you just give me history from any period? Because that's pretty impressive, honestly. I'm doing a Hone Edge Masuda method, and then doing DAs when that gets boring, and just going back and forth between. Okay, cool. Well, best of luck, sending you all of the shiny luck from me to you. Hopefully you get that shiny sword soon enough. Honestly, it's actually kind of funny that you're hunting the shiny sword in Pokemon Shield. I'm just putting together the irony of that, and I kind of love it, to be honest. So yeah, shout out to you, Jazzy. Definitely more patience than me. All right, without further ado, how about we load up Avowed here? I feel like every time I load up Avowed, it makes me like generate shaders or do some sort of shader nonsense, which sometimes takes a while, so we may as well get ahead of that and get started here now. So let's see here. Yeah, here it is, generating shaders. See, I told you. I'll drink my tea while we do this, and we can continue to catch up. Is there anything better than a good cup of tea in the morning? I know my British peeps will agree with me. Kirky definitely agrees with me. But I hope the rest of you, internationally, also can appreciate a good cup of tea. I don't have enough tea to get through all these shaders. I mean, they are going pretty damn slow here. It's just so funny how, like, every time I play this game, it needs new shaders. It's like, what's wrong with the shaders that you generated last week? You know, like, why can't we use those today? Tea is one of the few British traditions that I'll defend fully, and I'm on board with that. As a Canadian, I will hop in with my British folk and defend the honor of tea, because I do love it. MK says, if there was an update, I think it throws all the shaders out. Oh, that makes sense. That makes sense. And I guess there probably was an update. So they were like, yeah, toss out those old shaders. We'll get new ones. There's no reduce, reuse, recycle when it comes to shaders. It's just toss them out and get new ones. Hi, MK, by the way. Happy Sunday. Good to see everyone. Thank you all for stopping by. I saw a lot of you guys on Monday right now. Well, all of this year, actually. The stream schedule has been Monday evenings and then either a Saturday or Sunday afternoon. I do 2 streams a week, and For the longest time, our Monday streams were Pokemonday. We were going through our Pokemon Nuzlocke challenge, which we were finally successful with. It was a very dramatic finish, but we did it. And since then, Mondays have turned into co-op Mondays with my good friend Rory. We've been playing through Split Fiction. So the last 2 Mondays, we've been playing Split Fiction, which has been a ton of fun. So I saw a lot of you guys on Monday, and we'll be back again tomorrow, which is Monday. Wow, time flies, with some more Split Fiction with Rory. So I hope you guys are enjoying that co-op stream. It's been really fun to stream with Rory again. It's been so long since we both streamed together, so that's been fun. And so far, Split Fiction is amazing. If you've heard, you know, people talking about it or seen the Metacritic score or whatever the case may be, it is 100% deserved. The game is awesome, and we're having a blast with it so far. And yeah, we'll be back with some more of that tomorrow night. Unfortunately, there will not be any Avowed next weekend. Me and my best friend, she lives back in St. John's, so we live very far apart. So every year we try to do what we call a bestie trip. And we're doing our bestie trip this coming weekend. We're going to Toronto to see the Raptors. That's why I'm wearing my Raptors championship shirt today. And then we're taking the train up to Ottawa and seeing my Senators. So it's going to be a nice sports weekend with my best friend. So just a heads up, no stream next weekend. So we'll make the most of today's Avowed stream. Jazzy says, oh yeah, I quit my job. Hell yeah. That's something to cheer about, right? What's your plan? Are you looking for something else? Do you already have something else lined up? Or are you just taking some time off? Tell us more about your work plans. Just know that the Senators could crap the bed at any time and miss the playoffs. Yeah, coming from Mr. Montreal Canadiens over there, who are hoping that we crap the bed so they can steal our wild card spot. I have nothing lined up and it was on a whim. I mean, hey, sometimes in life you just gotta follow your heart and frickin' go for it. So hey, enjoy your time off. Honestly, kind of exciting. It's very irresponsible. But I mean, look, life is short. For the most part, you need to make responsible decisions, but that doesn't preclude you from making irresponsible decisions sometimes, just because, just for you. So honestly, I'm happy for you, Jazzy. Enjoy your time off, and then when you're ready, I'm sure you'll get something good lined up, and hopefully something that you enjoy better than your last job. ITS, good evening. Happy Sunday. So as I said, we're currently, today we're going to be focusing on the main quest here in Avowed. Last weekend, we basically spent our full time exploring the area of Shatterscarp. We've explored most of it. You can see there's still some unexplored regions, of course, but we've done every single side quest that I've come across. We've kind of done a big circuit around the area. So all that means that we're ready to continue the main story today, which means we're going to be getting a brand new companion, which I'm super excited about. So our main quest is called Face Your Fears. The Archmage Ringrim has arrived in Shatterscarp and created a magical barrier around the ruins of Naku for reasons known only to her. In order to gain access to the ruins, you'll need to speak with the Archmage, who has taken up residence in the Shark's Teeth region of Shatterscarp. So once we're ready to meet the Archmage, we need to speak to Yatsley outside the tavern in Thirdborn, and she's going to guide us to the Archmage's domain in Shark's Teeth. When we were exploring Shatterscarp, we actually came across the Archmage's domain. It's up here. It's just a giant ice place. That was not the most eloquent wording I could use. I couldn't think of any other descriptor. It's just a part of the desert that's covered in ice, because apparently Ringrim is an ice mage. So I'm very, very excited as a mage and someone with the arcane scholar backstory to meet Ringrim. I feel like she's going to be a very interesting character. Obviously, potentially a very dangerous character as well. But yeah, it's going to be fun. Between adding Yatsley to our party and meeting Ringrim, I am ready for today's stream. I'll be honest, I fully muddled up the time, but thankfully you haven't been on for an hour already. Oh no, we literally just got started. We spent some time chatting, and then my game had to generate shaders. We're just getting into the game here, so you're right on time, TS. All right, here is Yatzli. Again, she looks so cute and sweet. She almost looks like a little fairy you want to put in your pocket. And then she opens her mouth and she's the foulest. She has the dirtiest potty mouth ever. And I just find it to be such a funny combination that she looks like this but sounds like this. So suffice to say, I'm very excited to add Yatzli to the party here.
Ah, there you are. It's rather rude of you to keep a lady waiting. I'll forgive you, though. It gave me a chance to dip into my notes about the Circle of Archmagi. One does not simply waltz into an Archmage's domain unprepared. Tell me, dearie, how much do you know about Ringrim?
Well, because I am a fellow arcane scholar, I do have some knowledge about Ringrim. She is best known for inventing spells that prey on the victim's greatest fears.
Oh, lovely. Then you know what we're up against. Oh, her spells are legendary. The Circle of Archmagi are the most powerful magical beings in Eora. Whatever the reason, the fact that she's here at all is significant. Oh, Andra's titties. The Circle sent the Archmage of Terror. Oh, she's just brilliant.
I love how much Yatzli loves the Archmage of Terror. That's iconic. What is also iconic is the saying, Andra's titties. So you admire her, don't you?
What's not to admire? There's no one in all of Eora like her. And she's come all this way to Naku. But I've no idea why an illusionist would care for godless artifacts. Yours truly excluded, of course. There must be something in there of interest to Ringrim. Probably something powerful.
I'm so excited. Like, I'm as excited as Yatzli here. To think that we've got this, like, big, badass archmage that we can go meet. Yes, she's gonna be absolutely terrifying, and we do not want to get on her bad side, but, like, I'm excited. Now's our chance to find out why she came here.
I knew I liked you, darling. I'll be with you every step of the way. Those Steel Garrote bastards stole all my research about the Godless. They'll get to the garden first over their dead bodies. I can show you the way to Ringrim's domain, but we should travel lean. The less of us there are, the less likely she'll take notice. You'll need me to get you in the door, so who's staying behind?
Marius, please go back to camp and let Giata know our plans, all right?
You got it. I'll make sure to roll around in the warm sun for a bit while I'm at it.
Perfect. Oh, this is going to be fun.
All right, we've got a new companion. Welcome, Yatzli. The foremost godless expert, Yatzli packs a lot of magical skill into her small frame. A self-taught wizard, she honed her craft while dungeon diving in the ruins all across the living lands. Like, the more I learn about Yatzli, the more I'm like, yeah, this chick is awesome. A self-taught wizard who taught herself magic by dungeon diving. Like, okay. Talk about throwing yourself into the deep end to learn how to swim. With a grimoire in hand, she manipulates the very essence of the world around her. She can not only conjure terrifying displays of power against her enemies, but also dispel any arcane illusions that deceive the senses. And by the sounds of what we've heard about the Archmage in this area and her terrifying illusions, I think Yatzli will probably be good to have on her side. She's got two abilities, Essence Explosion. Yatzli invokes a strange arcane power that explodes upon hitting an enemy, releasing a burst of essence and explosive damage, and Dispel Illusion. You can order Yatzli to dispel a magical illusion and surrender its secrets. Hell yeah. Alright, so there you have it. A brand new companion has joined us, and now let's see if we can level her up. Yes, she's got 5 skill points to spend. So she's got Essence Explosion, Minoletta's Missile Battery, Arduous Delay of Motion, and Blast. So I do like getting the passive abilities for our companions, so we're going to do that. Yatzli's attacks burst into a small area of effect when they hit an enemy. And then we can upgrade them further. We can either get Explosive Blast, Force Blast, or Affliction Blast. I think I'm going to do Explosive Blast. Blast will deal explosive damage, which breaks enemy blocks, destroys walls, and shatters frozen enemies for bonus damage. And then I want to upgrade her Essence Explosion. Yatsley invokes a strange arcane power that explodes upon hitting an enemy, releasing a burst of essence and explosive damage. So the long and short of it is, Yatsley likes to blow things up, which feels like it fits her personality perfectly. So we've got Branching Path for this upgrade as well. I mean, let's go Concentrated Essence. Increases the size of the blast caused by Essence Explosion, aka bigger booms. Perfect. And then she's got 2 more points. Let's put them in... Honestly, all of her abilities are pretty good. I'm gonna put the rest into her cooldown, or sorry, her passive ability, so it's just fully maxed out. Because then her attacks just do all of this. They burst into a small area of effect, which deals explosive damage. It increases stun that's dealt to those enemies, and it has a 5% chance to inflict frozen, ignited, or shocked. So that's maxed out, and then she's got her Essence Explosion to go with it. Alright, so... Temerity said Rengrim has taken residence somewhere to the northeast in Shark's Teeth near the Pargrunen ruins, and we luckily know exactly where that is. You'll recognize the Archmage's proximity by the presence of uncharacteristic ice and snow. Yes. We will definitely recognize it. So it's right up here, and we've actually already unlocked the Shark's Teeth party camp, so we can just fast travel right there. Before we actually go meet Rengrim, I would like to take time to set up camp, because then we can speak to Yatsley a little bit and just learn more about her. So I always like to learn about our companions who are accompanying us on our journeys. So, let's take the opportunity to speak to Yatsley.
For the camp of an official Adiran envoy, I was expecting a little more. A proper bed, at least. But I suppose this will do for now. As long as you have a bath, of course.
I suppose a bath could be arranged, if you ask nicely.
I always ask nicely. But, as riveting as it is to complain about our accommodations, I imagine you have another topic in mind?
That jar you had me fetch for you back when we very first met, is it worth much?
I'm the only buyer you'll find here, and I already have the jar. A lesson for next time, darling. It's always worth some haggling. Unfortunately, it's been quite some time since I've met another who focused on the godless as I do. And I imagine I'd be more knowledgeable on the subject than anyone else you could find.
Yatsley would shit her pants if she found out our previous history. You know, we've been able to access some memories of our past lives because reincarnation is canon here in the Avowed universe. And we've found out that we were some major political figures back in the godless times. So if we could tell Yatsley about that, I bet she would literally, like, die. TS makes a really good point. He says, does she not bathe herself, her being this cat-like? That's a good point. I mean, she asked for a bath, so presumably not, but that's a good point. I wonder if she's got a scratchy tongue. Did you learn of the godless when you were studying the arcane arts?
Technically, yes. Well, it set me on the path, at least. When I got my first grimoire as a child, I was trying out some of the fancy new spells I'd been given.
Talk about the ultimate Christmas gift. You open your present under the tree. A new grimoire! Thanks, Mom and Dad! Casts Fireball, lights the Christmas tree on fire. You know, the incantation for reflection is one stressed syllable from flame. So perhaps that's where you made your mistake?
That was my assumption as well. Barrett's balls. It's nice to know I won't have to dumb things down with you.
Andra's titties first, and now Barrett's balls. I love these curses.
You get away with arson. My father was able to pull me from the flames as my mother doused them. I burned myself badly enough to give myself some vivid dreams, but the house still stood at the end.
TS says, how do you intend to find out whether her tongue is scratchy? Did you ever end up getting that spell right?
Of course. Now I only burn those that deserve it, like mosquitoes and university administrators. The only lasting damage was my burn mark and the dreams.
I'm obsessed with Yatzli. Like, she's been part of our party for all of 5 minutes, and I think she's gonna end up being my favorite companion. I gotta be honest, I didn't really notice until she started talking about her burn, but she's referring to her left shoulder. It's kind of hard to tell because she's pink, but her right shoulder has some fur on it. Her left shoulder is bare, and you can see sort of the scars of the burn mark there. So that's interesting. It's something I never even noticed until we started having this conversation. That burn must have been painful at the time.
Usually I enjoy a bit of pain, but this was a bit too much. I wouldn't recommend it. As delightful as you are, we've much to do and less time to do it in. Shall we go?
But I enjoyed speaking to you so much.
Thank you for telling us about Tama. For what it's worth, I don't.
Well, there you
think
have
less
it.
of you.
Yatzli burned herself with her very first grimoire on Christmas morning when she uttered the wrong spell.
You're right. The grief is never easy. What I didn't know how to deal with was the shame, knowing I'd failed them.
We never fail those who love us. But our conscience tells us otherwise.
We should speak to Kai, actually. That's basically the last thing we did last weekend,
Thank
was
you.
help him
For visiting Tama's memorial
sort of get
with me.
closure about
I've
what
known
happened
from
to
that
his
for so
old
long.
mentor, Tama.
I never would have faced it without your help.
I'm here for you, you know, anytime.
I know. I'd forgotten what that feels like.
Now that you've paid your respects to Tama, how are you feeling?
Like I just woke up with a hangover. Every feeling, every memory I tried to keep a lid on is sloshing around, and I'm struggling to keep my balance. But I'm also remembering moments I hadn't let myself think on in a long time. Feeling a warmth I couldn't get close to.
That's wonderful, Kai.
It's a process.
We think of grief as a burden, as something to be conquered. After a while, it gets to be so familiar, it's almost a source of comfort.
I wish this were another burden to conquer. That would feel easier. It's hard to imagine grief ever being a comfort. But I'll have to take your word for it.
I'm sure you'll be fine.
Thanks. I'll get there. And thank you for seeing this through with me. Was there something else?
That's all for now. Thanks, Kai.
Shake the sand out of your bedroll before you settle in.
Okay, what I wanted to do was change our outfits. I like changing them every now and then. Let's just go back to everyone's default outfit, and we'll get to know Yatzli's default outfit for a while, too. I'm currently playing Civ and wondering how anyone is thriving in this snowy tundra. Imagine my surprise when I encountered Canada. No way, that's so awesome. You know us, just surviving, maybe not thriving, here in this snowy tundra we call home. Alright, so we will take Yatzli with us, we will take Kai. As much as I would love to sort of switch up our party comp a little bit, I just feel like I always need Kai. First of all, I love him, so like it's not necessarily a negative to have Kai. But Kai is the only character that's a tank, and as a self-proclaimed glass cannon, aka wizard, I need Kai in my party at all times. He can tank and draw threat away from me. So it's basically Kai, and then you choose your other companion out of the other three. So Kai is a staple in the party. Civ 6? Oh yeah, Canada's done really well. They have a unique tile improvement, and of course, it's a hockey rink. Are you serious? Oh damn, I might have to check out Civ 6 after all. That's pretty good. Kirky says, I can't betray their friendly approach. That's really good. I think I told you guys, I haven't played a Civ game, like, really a lot since Civ 4. Civ 4, I put a ton of time in. I put a little bit of time into Civ 5, but Civ 4 was the one I really got into. So it has been a long time since I played a Civ game. Maybe 6 needs to be my next one so I can just be Canada. But alright, this is Ringgrim's domain. Like I said, we actually stumbled upon this earlier and I was like, wait a minute. Why is there this icy tundra in the middle of the desert? And it's because of the Archmage. So she's got some guards out here. Arisen skeleton priests. And an arisen skeleton chanter. So let's get rid of them first. There's a whole bunch of them, actually. Fireball! Ba-da-da-da-da-da. Nice. Alright. That's that. Oh, you can see where all the skeletons come from.
Fun.
This was a graveyard, I guess. But yeah. I definitely think meeting Ringgrim is going to be pretty fun.
Ringgrim was definitely here.
So, why couldn't you just put that on a sign? These ice corpses are excessive.
Yes, but look at them. The artistry is sublime. Can you imagine having enough finesse to make all this?
I can't imagine wanting to. If you gotta deal with an archmage to stop the Dream Scourge, so be it. But be careful with this Ringgrim character. This place has given me a bad feeling I can't shake.
A spell. And a very clever one. Ringgrim's using her illusions to make people choose to stay away. Everyone except us.
Could you dispel this magic?
Of course I probably can. All spells have a counter. You just have to know what it is. But we can figure that out later. Right now, we have to focus on what's at the end of that passage.
Okay. Have you used this type of magic before?
Yes, actually. Once a university told me I couldn't look at an archive of Archimir's research. The section that housed those tomes was blocked by a spell akin to this one, which I remedied.
If only they'd known to put them on a higher shelf.
I did leave them a small note, spritzed with a lovely floral scent, of course. One should always say thank you. We should get going, but stay close. I don't know what happens next.
Think they're welcoming us?
So, Yahtzee can use Dispel Illusion to dispel illusionary objects, revealing their true nature. So that's what we need to get her to do here. Dispel Illusion.
That's done. Look, it's hard.
Nice, and now we can go in. Okay, cool. TS's Archmagery comes with a certain requirement for pizzazz, I feel. Exactly. To answer Kai's question from earlier, a simple sign would not suffice. This is much more an Archmage's style. This is her version of a keep out sign. Frozen souls. Alright, let's head into Ringgrim's domain. This should be very fun, and wow, look at this art. The art on the loading screens has been sublime.
Covered in fur and even I'm freezing. Are her illusions really so powerful? Stay close. Ringgrim's trying to scare us off, but we won't let her, will we?
Man, the blowing snow is so thick I can barely see a hand in front of me. This is all an illusion? Like, imagine how much power you would need to have to create something of this magnitude.
What a frosty welcome.
The illusion is so real, it literally feels like we're in the middle of Canada in January. This is bonkers.
I was prepared for heat, sandstorms, monsters. Not this.
Yeah, talk about the polar opposite of the area we were in before. Luckily, we do have the beautiful northern lights guiding us. And luckily, someone's
Just a
lit little
trick, homeboy.
fires around.
Crafted gold trick. Keep moving.
It's a trick that feels so real that I'm afraid we're gonna get frostbite, but yes, we'll keep moving. Also, heal up as we're going. What do we have here? Zorup died, and he died holding a strangely marked Zorup spear.
That's a singular spear. I bet that's the one we're looking for.
We were looking for one? A standard Zorup spear covered in crude, painted, and strange markings. A Zorup expert would be interested in this. Did we have a quest to look for a Zorup spear? I don't see one. Okay, well, we'll hang on to it for now. Did you pack your long johns, Kai? Yeah, Kai is from, like, basically the Caribbean of this universe, you know? Or from, like, Polynesia, kind of. Like, he's from tropical islands, so this is the exact opposite of what Kai is used to. Dang, look at the snow. Alright. Looks like we've got another illusion here. No? Or not? I thought it was. Whoa! No, it's like a portal of sorts.
Ah, visitors. Do you know what this moment calls for? A beautiful, macabre story that lingers in the mind.
Oh, great. That's exactly what I was thinking we needed right now. A scary story.
You wish to find me in my town. You'll have to wait until I tell this tale.
Then get on with it. Whoa! She teleported her whole tower here? That's crazy! Can't say Ringgrim travels light, I guess.
That tower? I hope Yatsley brought her ladder.
How many short jokes are we gonna get from Kai? This is crazy.
In a dreamer's image, not with stone or axe, but with essence. Songs of ancient magic. Could we sing to them?
I was so busy looking at the tower, I didn't notice the giant statue. Holy crap. Okay, that's cool. The character banter in this game is great. It really is. I've enjoyed the banter between characters a lot. Okay, I guess this is an illusion that Yatsley can dispel? Nice! Whoa! My favorite thing was behind the illusion. Treasure! Very nice. Oh my god. Oh, that's so scary. That was actually kind of a jump scare. That face. What the hell is this place? These are scary sculptures. We've got a ghoul up there with no nose. And then we've got the world's most terrifying face. This is the place the Archmage decided to set up camp?
Once, a very important statue fell to pieces, and an entire village.
It looks a lot like Voldemort, you're right.
Statue back together again.
You are so right.
Skeletons.
Ah!
Now this I can handle.
Why am I so jumpy? It's because of all these scary statues. They're doing something to me. The scary statues, I do not like them. Hi, are you alright? Why are you screaming? Because you're dead. Okay, no, you're back now. You were dead for a second. This greater Ashblight is getting the best of our friend Kai. Dang, there's a lot of skeletons here. Both of them, actually. The screaming face is just his back of Coral's head face. Maybe that's why I'm so scared. It's reminding me of some childhood trauma inflicted by he who will not be named. Okay, just him left? Phew.
If you can make the decision the village could not and restore the statue, I will see you inside my tower.
I'm guessing she hasn't had company in a while.
Is she talking about that statue? Or that statue? Alright, well, let's take a look around. Lots of skeletons. Lots of, caskets. Sort of like funeral rites. We've got candles and such. We've got loot, which is always good. That guy was buried with a grenade. Okay. You know how it's like sometimes you'll be buried with things that were meaningful to you? Maybe your favorite book or a piece of jewelry. That guy was buried with his favorite thing, which was apparently a grenade. Tia says, this is a pretty feeble attempt at terrifying you. She should have just gone with spiders. Yeah, if she really wanted to scare me, that's what she should have did. I'm not really afraid of skeletons or skulls or any of that. Although, for some reason, I'm unlocking a new fear, which is of giant, scary-looking statues. That was a fear I didn't know I had until today. But still not quite so effective as spiders. If she really wanted to terrify me, you're right. That's what she would have used. What about a reanimated skeleton in the shape of a spider? Yeah, that could probably... That might do it. Or a giant spider statue, that could do it as well. She just needs to work spiders into some of her current material if she wants it to be more effective. I wonder though, since all of this ice is apparently an illusion, which is crazy, are we actually cold or do we just feel cold? Like, is it all in our minds? That's what I wonder. Oh, I was hoping that would break it. This should, though. Ah! There we go. Power of closing the book dramatically. Oh, speaking of spiders, guys, she got the memo. She said, all right, you're not impressed? You're not terrified by my illusions? Fine, I'll give you what you want. Here's a spider. Honestly, I'm pretty impressed. I can't even be terrified. I'm too impressed right now. There they are. The priest back there who was healing this spider couldn't deal any damage to him. We got him now. Right. Oh, no, there's more. Sand creeper spiders. Gross. I don't want to jump down from up here because I didn't get all the loot yet. Plus, you know, I had the high ground, which is always an advantage in a battle. What is wrong with you, Kai? Oh, you're electrocuted. Did I do that? Sorry. There's another sort of spooky statue up there. They're all over the place. Yatsli's manic cackling is alleviating my fears. Yeah, she has been helping a little bit here, hasn't she? If she's not afraid, neither am I. Seems like she's just having a hell of a good time. Whoa. Extra spooky. Okay. Oh, and we got a specter. And some more skells. You need your space, do you, Yatzley? Well, you tell him. Alright, this is an illusion we should be able to disperse.
That's done. Well, it's hard.
I like that that's her catchphrase. What? Like it's hard? Yeah! How much space do you need? About the radius of this explosive. Ooh, an Audra heart.
A heart of stone. It's quite realistic, isn't it?
It is. A sculpture of a heart carved from a single piece of Audra.
Then I'll let you hold it.
Archmagi truly are inscrutable creatures, aren't they?
Okay, so presumably this Audra heart we just picked
Even
up
more bodies. How gauche.
can be used over here somewhere. Next to Mr. Giant Mouth. Oh, Ringrim's statue.
Looks like that piece you found fits in the statue.
This must be the statue mentioned in the story. Let's check around here once more. Maybe we can find something that'll give us a hint. Oh, and Ringrim left us a book. Let's see what it says.
You're enjoying this, aren't you?
And you aren't? Ringrim even took the time to set the scene. There once stood a village protected by a statue. It kept the air crisp, the land fertile, and the people safe. For a time, the village prospered. For a time, there was the thought that the winter would never come. But then the statue shattered, and winter did come, and the village could not make a decision to save itself.
That's all the book said?
That's the gist of it, yes. But the author said it better. First things first, let's get those statue pieces.
Wonder
Keep
what
your
this
eyes
whole
open,
story is
your hand on
supposed to
hilt.
mean.
Nothing about this
You know?
place feels right.
Okay, so we got the heart, and now we need to find the head and the hand. Also, this is a spooky fucking statue. What the hell? Okay, we can actually read the book ourselves if we want. The Tale of the Village by Archmaid Ringgrim. The book is a slim, vellum-wrapped notebook with deckled edges. Most of the pages are a smear of ink, but there's a single coherent section. There once stood a village protected by a statue. It kept the air crisp and the land fertile and its people safe. For a time, the village prospered. For a time, there was the thought that winter would not come, but when the statue was shattered, the winter did come, and the village could not make a decision to save itself. Scribbled in the margin next to that paragraph is what appears to be a critique left by the author. Probably should have made that rhyme. Oh well. The Starks are always right. Winter always comes eventually. Yeah, even when you live in the middle of a desert, apparently. Alright, so we got the heart, and then now I guess we need to find the other two pieces of the statue, which will take us over this way.
Coming in hot.
But yeah, I'm not sure what this story is like an allegory for. Not sure what she's trying to say here. But clearly she heard our conversation about spiders being my real fear, because here they are. She went so long without using any spiders, and then we were taunting her to the effect that she said, "Oh, you want to be scared? Fine, I'll give you scared." And now here we are, spiders everywhere. I should have kept my damn mouth shut. Oh, that's a Zorib. Got frozen right after he hatched? I'm pretty sure. I think he hatched from this egg and then immediately got frozen. Damn, that's a bad way to go. For the moment, it seems the story's lesson is, I am vain, don't fuck with my statues. That does appear to be an accurate interpretation right now. Oh. Whoa! The fact that none of this is real, that Ringrim has created all of this through the power of her magical illusions, is insane. We've got more statues over here. Whoa! Alright. I guess Kai and Yaxley didn't come with me, because I'm fighting solo here. Which is, you know, not ideal.
Unseen, unheard.
Whoa. Oh god. Queen Crystal Eater. Fantastic. Oh, it jumps. Nope. Fireball. When in doubt, burn it. Oh, more scary statues. This sucks. This sucks hard. Okay, Spider's dead. Skeleton Ranger's dead. Small lava blight right there. We've got Yaxley there, a monk here. Everyone? Alright, we've got to be getting close to the next statue piece now.
The village wanted so badly to do the right thing.
You're here for my Adra piece, aren't you? You can't have it.
Well, it's a pleasure to meet you too, dearie.
I'll die without the Adra. Please, don't take it from me. I don't want to die.
Is this guy even real, or is he an illusion? That's an Audra piece from the statue, isn't it? Why do you have it?
What statue? What are you talking about? Why shouldn't I have the Audra piece? It's mine.
Interesting. This must be another illusion.
Mm-hmm.
This can't be real. This is one of Ringrim's tricks, right?
Definitely.
I don't know what you're talking about. Just please let me keep this.
I'm sorry, man. As much as I would love to help you out, I'm pretty sure you're an illusion and just a trick of this Archmage, so I'll be taking that piece.
I told the other villagers I need it. I understand everyone's in danger, but I don't want to die. Don't take the Audra piece from me. I'll do anything. Please!
Unfortunately, I need it. Sorry.
Is my life worth nothing? Why must I die? Why am I the sacrifice? Please. Please. No.
You're literally not
If
real.
the village had been as sensible as you, they would have lived.
That poor man. Was he a real person once? Did all that happen to him?
And why force us to
maybe.
make that choice? Why the cruelty?
Well, for better or worse, I can't wait to find out more.
The cruelty is
Mangled
because this is
statues,
all a
bitter
game to the
fables.
Archmage.
None of this comes from a healthy mind. Or soul.
I don't know what happened to that poor guy in another life, but he wasn't real, so I wasn't even going to take the time to really give him any of my attention or energy. I just needed that piece. I took it. We're gonna move on and get the next one. Before we do, though, I see a little cave down here. And Noella's redeemed the trash wheel clip. You're welcome, Noella. Enjoy gymnastic excellence. So I guess there was actually a village here at some point, because as much of this is illusions, there's something real here, and we're uncovering a lot of skeletons and a lot of loot, so unless the loot all magically disappears from my pockets later, which I really hope it doesn't, I think it's real, meaning there was some sort of village here. Whether this whole story about the statues is real or not, I don't know, but something happened here. The poise, the athleticism. That's how I feel right now after moving furniture, only to be riddled with upper torso pain today. So what you're saying is if you tried to do a cartwheel right now, it would look an awful lot like a trash wheel. The best part is I don't know if I was necessarily experiencing any particular pains that day. That's just me at baseline. You see. Oh, I've never been able to do a cartwheel. Pretty sure I call them cart flops. That's a great alter ego for the cartwheel, the cart flop. I like that. I mean, that's pretty close to what I exhibited with my trash wheel, so you could call that a trash flop if you wanted, because there's not much wheel there. Tell you what, when I finish cleaning the living room, I'll try to do one. Yes, please, report back on the results. Holy moly! Another queen crystal eater spider! And she jumps. There's something here that's healing them. There must be some sort of priest or mage. Oh no. Yep, right there. Gotta get rid of the priest first. How many queens could a spider possibly have? I know! We've literally taken down so many of them. Alright, is the... No, where is the priest? Ah! There's not enough room in here. Can't... get away. And this spider is so big. Ow! We can't win this fight unless we take down the priest, because she's just healing everything. Okay. There we go. Priest is down. Yasley's got crazy cackling laughter. Alright. Damn, that was a tough fight. Ow! That priest made all the difference there. That was bonkers. Alright, let's have a snack. Good roast and some stew. Oh, we're up above the sort of like main courtyard area. Cool. Alright, Yasley, I need you to dispel this illusion. Now we've got another weird illusion coming up. Okay. What the hell is that? It's like congealed spirits. That is so spooky. Okay. Moving on.
Was on the verge of destruction, but still they argued.
We're right underneath that giant spooky Voldemort-esque statue. And here's the hand.
There's the hand. We have everything now. Let's Let's hurry back and see how it all works.
Sounds good
Keep
to
your
me.
guard up. Let's get this over with.
It's the lesson rather than the authenticity of the story that matters, I guess.
But I'm not sure what the lesson here even is. What is she trying to tell us? Or is she trying to tell us anything? Or is this just all one big game for her?
We've got all the pieces. Quick, quick, put them in. Oh, I want to see how all of this works.
Hey. Oh, thank you. Just got a carrot cake snack. Alright, here's the final piece, the statue hand. And now that the statue is complete, we can interact with it to teleport up to Ringgrim's tower, which we can't see from here, but should be just up there.
And off we go.
Elena, everyone says hi! She said hi! This carrot cake looks lit! Can confirm. Is lit.
Here goes. Whatever happens, I hope it leaves our parts intact.
Which parts?
We're going into an Archmage's tower. It'll all be fine. Or at least exciting.
Definitely exciting. Oh! Talk about scary fucking statues. The hell is this? Her whole tower looks like this? Oh, it's just an illusion, I guess. Oh!
You made it. Unfortunately, I still have reading to do. Amuse yourself with these skeletons while I finish this paragraph.
So much for hospitality.
Apparently I leveled up, so that's good. I was about to investigate this thing in the case, but I'm not gonna get time to do that. We're gonna have to amuse ourselves with the skeletons for now. And look who it is. It's a priest. My least favorite. Alright. Okay, Spectre down. Oh, I forgot they explode. Oh, there we go. Fighter down. Oh, there's a bunch more. Okay. He was summoning all these. The mage, I guess. Another priest. If this pile of bones was meant to ward you off entirely, then this mage needs to try harder. Yeah, I think they're just basically supposed to be our babysitters till she's finished her paragraph, but... certainly not challenging me too much. The worst I'm getting is out of breath here from slinging all these spells around. Cool parenting trick. Now, sweetie, play with these skeletons while mommy finishes her chapter. Oh my god, they're still coming. What they lack in relative power, they certainly make up in sheer numbers.
Using the calcium deficiency spell is good against skeletons.
That's good, Kirky. Thank you so much for the resub, my friend. 43 months. Has it been that long? That is insane. Thank you so much for your support. You know, I appreciate it. And, I need to learn me a calcium deficiency spell. Daddy's reading. Have a tussle with the boneyard in the meantime, would you? Well, you know, parents these days are so scared of giving their kids too much screen time, they decided to give them skeleton time instead. Well, we just met this archmage, and she was like, I'm just finishing my chapter. Play with these skeletons while I'm busy. And now we're battling. Speaking of, holy crap, how many skeletons does she even have? And now there's spiders! Skeleton time? That's just October. Fireball. Okay. Are we done? That was bananas.
Nothing like a win with a good team.
Yep, there she is. Okay, well, she can wait on us now. Because I want to make sure I get all the loot, and I was, before we got rudely interrupted, wanting to see what this is. A hastily written note in Ringrim's handwriting affixed to the bottom of the glass case. Autopsied far too many of these things. No signs of them being the source of the dream scourge, which makes no sense whatsoever. Must keep looking. Fun few months, though. Interesting. So Ringrim is here investigating the dream scourge? Okay, that's actually good information to know. Speculations on the Rauataians. So remember, Kai is a Rauataian. History tells us that the people we now call Rauataians emigrated from the Deadfire Archipelago after a massive cataclysm shook the region, but I do not believe this to be the result of any natural disaster. The Huana tribes had, and have, safeguards to protect themselves from even the worst storms and volcanic eruptions. Sanctuary isles, fleets of rescue ships, and a culture of resettlement, to name a few. So what, I wonder, could scare so many of their brethren away, and where can I get my hands on it? Just investigating Rimgrim's little laboratory here, we're learning a lot about her and what she's interested in. Hi Kev, how are you? Happy Sunday! Welcome to Avowed. We're about to meet a powerful archmage, but before we do, we're investigating everything, including this dusty note. An angrily scrawled note in Ringrim's handwriting, accompanied with a few musical notations and a doodle of the archmage looking infuriated. Music, not worth it. 20 years of practice and I can't play worth a damn. So, that's good to know. She's not good at everything, folks. She may be an all-powerful archmage, but she's terrible at playing the piano. The fuck is this? A double-headed skeleton full of, like, infected mushrooms? Ew! The hell is that? Ruminations on the Hand Occult. The Hand Occult appear to be hiding something, although in all honesty, I'm beginning to lose interest in figuring out what. Their information is scant, their representatives few in number, and there are only so many decades one can spend scrutinizing a single cipher before one grows bored. But I wonder why they've been so careful about their documentation. I appreciate good note-keeping as much as the next scholar, but their obsessiveness feels entirely too purposeful. Maybe I'll pick this up in a few years. Okay, I guess now it's time to put a face to the name. Hello, Madam Archmage. How is your book?
Oh,
whoa.
Look at the three of you. It's like something out of a book. A godlike of an unknown deity, a long-lost Rauataian, and a rainbow-colored wizard. All looking for a garden, from what I've gleaned.
It is her. We felt the pluck of her fingers outside our door, searching.
TS says, oh no, she's hot. You know what that means. Simp activated.
What does she seek?
My little puzzle was very clever, wasn't it? A challenge and a parable, all at once.
Well, now that we're done with the formality of defeating the skeletons...
I've read widely enough to know that village, and its statue never existed.
So, the parable still had weight. You were still made to think. As was I. I've never seen a godlike with your appearance before. What did you think I was trying to tell you with the puzzle?
That people need to be sacrificed for the greater good?
Indeed. Omelets need
That was what she
shattered
was trying to
eggs,
teach
after
us,
all.
okay.
The point of the parable is quite simple. Sentimentality
Hi,
is a
Muffin.
privilege. The village would have lived if they had chosen to sacrifice
The real
one
star of the show has
dying
arrived.
soul for the good of many living ones.
Say hi.
Hi.
Oh.
Where are you? Oh, there you are. Hi.
Happy.
Hi, everyone. Muffin's here. Yeah. What are you up to? You having a cozy Sunday? You just want my carrot cake. That's why you're here, isn't it? You heard I had carrot cake. Ah, the mystery's been solved. Speaking of carrot cake, I've made so many crumbs. Ah! I'll have to vacuum in here later. It's a crumbly cake, which is normally good, but bad when the crumbs are going everywhere. Okay. Ringrim said the village would have lived if they had chosen to sacrifice one dying soul for the good of many living ones. And you want us to do the same?
If it comes to it, yes. I hope you'll choose pragmatism over sentimentality. More than anything, the whole challenge was for you to understand how I think. No one truly matters in the long run. Not even me, or the other archmages. It's what we leave behind. What matters is that our lives buy the world more history, more beauty, more time to create interesting things. Do you understand?
Enjoy your lurk, Kirky. I mean, yes, to a degree.
Good enough, I suppose. Most people find it difficult to relate to an archmage. And if you cannot do so, it will complicate my attempts to communicate with you. I hope you're not intending to enter the ruins. I won't open the path.
Why not?
I came to the Living Lands because the sickness here, this dream scourge, fascinated me. This plague shouldn't exist. It can't, and yet it does. The essence of the Living Lands is falling into chaos and entropy. It's more powerful than anything I've seen. I suspect it has something to do with how the Adra has been severed from the rest of the world. I believe the answers lie in the ruins, but the essence there is so strong it's blocking my spell work, which has never happened before. Ever. No one enters Naku Kubel until I get to the bottom of this. Sorry.
Interesting. Whatever's in Naku Kubel is strong enough to block an archmage? Huh. I mean, you might not be able to enter those ruins, but I might.
I'm fascinated by the implications. What about you is so special that you can enter the ruins and I cannot? You have my interest. Show me if you live up to it.
Okay, so we're gonna tell her about Sopadal no matter what. It's just how we put it. The Living Lands is a god named Sopadal, and I am their godlike. The powerful essence you're sensing comes from a god named Sopadal. Or a god named Sopadal is trapped here and is asking me to free them. I'd say we just go with number one. Let's just be upfront with her.
Are you? Oh my. I didn't think this was possible. Something I don't already know. I can't believe I overlooked this possibility. A god here, alone.
Hey Gamebird, how are you? Thank you so much for the raid. How was your stream today?
Effective, the essence here being so intense. And you, godlike, with your unfamiliar appearance. You're the missing key to the lock, sealing Naku Kubel.
We've been trying to reach you about your magic's extended warranty. Kirky, what the heck? I thought you were lurking. Thank you so much for gifting a sub to Gamebird. Hi, Ridge. Hi, Gamebird. How are you both today? Happy Sunday. Everyone go check out Gamebird 8. They were last streaming Escape from Tarkov. Cool. I hope you had a good stream today. And enjoy your sub from Kirky. Enjoy your ad-free viewing, your sub badge, your emotes. Welcome to Avowed. My name is Tallara. We're currently speaking to an archmage who is one of the most powerful beings in all the land, and we're telling her about our interesting godlike connection, which is surprising her, I think, an emotion she's not used to experiencing. I think when you're as powerful and all-knowing as an archmage, not much surprises you anymore, but we're certainly bringing her some surprises. But yes, I think we're the missing key to the lock sealing Naku Kubel. Then let me in. You can have the ruins, and I can find the way to the garden.
Don't take this the wrong way, but in a different life, I'd have flayed you for my study. You are a godlike of this strange, isolated, possibly miserable god. A piece of them resides in you. I have no doubt that like will recognize like. You will open the gates to Naku Kubel, and I will study this metaphysical aberration up close. Go. Find your so-called garden. Report your findings to me. Perhaps there is more to this than either of us alone can see.
Well, I'm glad she's not going to flay me, and I'm glad that we're kind of working together. This is all positive. I'll have to raid and dash? Yes, of course. Of course. Thank you so much again for that raid. Enjoy the rest of your day. But what do you think severed the Audra here from the rest of the world?
A good question. With possibly
Let's hope our
worrying
interests
answers.
continue to align.
Severing
Yes,
Audra
exactly.
Like this requires mass amounts of essence. The souls of thousands offered up for a singular purpose.
Who knows how many were sacrificed to sever an entire continent? And why? I do intend to find out, though.
I think that's another puzzle piece that we can put into our working theory. We know that Sopadal was the god of the godless, who have all these ruins around and who suddenly disappeared thousands of years ago. I've already theorized that perhaps the godless imprisoned Sopadal and in doing so destroyed themselves, and this is more affirmation for that theory. In order to sever Sopadal and the Audra from the rest of the world, it required a huge sacrifice. Do you think the godless people realized the threat that Sopadal posed and sacrificed themselves to trap the god? That's looking pretty likely now, which is interesting. You're not interested in this garden yourself?
If there's anything of interest there, I imagine you'll find it.
You're not shocked about the discovery of a new god?
A little, yes. Mostly, I'm just pleased that there are still things I'm ignorant of. It's gotten so tedious of late.
Okay, well, thank you, Archmage.
My thanks in return, godlike. It's not often that Kith, or really anything at all, can surprise me. I wish you luck on your journey, if you believe in such things. Just keep in mind that countless dream thralls are on the same path. I'm sure you'll survive. If not, well, lovely to have met you.
We will meet again, Rengrim. Don't you worry.
I'd focus on survival first, Envoy. And you, Orlan, you seem a clever one. Take my grimoire. It will allow you to dispel the barrier I have set before the ruins. You have talent. Not any mage can dispel my illusions. Perhaps when this is over, we should speak again.
You want to speak again? Yeah, of course. Can't wait.
Look at her. Making new friends. Learning new spells. They grow up so fast.
Don't they? Hey, Rector, how are you? Happy Sunday. So where are the ruins exactly?
The ruins are far in the northwest. The people here have named that area the Deadfall Highlands. No more wasting time. Off you go. Use the teleporter behind me to leave. Or jump,
Okay.
I suppose, if you're feeling grim.
I never thought the storm-lashed shores of Rawatai would seem so welcoming.
Alright, well, we've got the Archmage's help and permission to head into the ruins, where hopefully we'll get another clue as to where the garden actually is. All of this is just getting more and more interesting. We keep accumulating clues and hints and putting them into our working theory, and I think we're getting pretty close to figuring out what this whole Dream Scourge thing is all about. But first, we're gonna teleport to the tower entrance.
Did just happen, right?
That was a pretty fancy transition there.
Imagine it. Raingrim liked me and my spellcraft, and she gave me her grimoire. Look, isn't it the most beautiful thing you've ever seen?
I mean, we worked well together as a team. Few have faced an Archmage and lived.
You were incredible. Thank you for trusting me.
I'm just glad we're all still in one piece.
Yes, and I must say, your strength is remarkable.
That was a Star Wars looking screen wipe. It really was.
With Ringgrim's grimoire, I think we can go to the ruins and find the garden.
And as long as nothing's burning, we're still ahead of Ludwig.
Then there's no time to waste. I must prepare for Naku Kubel. As must you.
Never thought I'd be so relieved to head into ancient ruins.
Alright. I'm doing well, thank you so much for asking, Rector. We're playing more Avowed here today, as you can no doubt see. And so far, it has been so fun. We're doing some main story stuff today and learning a whole lot about the great mysteries of the world and Soppadal and Dream Scourge. And we just met a powerful Archmage, which is always rather cool. And we got her blessing to head into Naku Kubel, the godless ruins nearby that should hopefully hold the secret to the garden, which is the area that we're looking for. Of course, we need to make sure that we get to the ruins before Ludwig and the rest of the Steel Garrote, so I'm actually going to head there right away. We've already been sort of over next to Naku Kubel, so we can actually fast travel right to the beacon here, cut down on travel time.
Magical ability required to make such a barrier. It's remarkable.
Stay sharp. The path to the ruins is swarming with dream thralls.
Well, here we are. These are the ruins. That is the barrier, and down there are the dream thralls. This is going to be cool. Before we go any further, though, we do have ability points to spend. We've got 2 ability points to spend, actually. So let's see. Under the wizard tree. Let's put points into the spells that we use most. I want to put another one into Missile Salvo. I've been finding that's a really good spell. And then I wish we just had like a passive. Yeah, let's do this. Harvest Essence. I was gonna say, I wish we had a passive that allows us to increase our maximum mana. This is the closest we have to it. The essence fragments dropped by defeating enemies will restore 4 times as much essence, and essence is equivalent to mana in this game, so let's do that. And then our companions can also level up. We're gonna put another point into Essence Explosion for Yatsley, I think. Scrappy Casting will reduce its cooldown by 33%. For Kai, I want to upgrade his passive because we haven't done that yet. So this upgrades his second wind ability, which is essentially when he's knocked unconscious, he can hop right back on his feet. And we'll do Rallying Wind. Kai gains a temporary burst of attack speed when second wind activates. So he comes back just angrier than ever. Then we'll put another point into Marius's Binding Roots, which will now deal bleed accumulation to trapped enemies. And then for Giata, I want something in her passive. Her attacks heal all allies by a small amount, which is cool. Reconstruction increases the healing granted to allies below 20% health. Critical Restore, I like the sound of that. Okay, perfect. Rector says, step 1, build a glider. Yeah, if we could just glide right over there, that would be fantastic. Any more compliments from the Archmage, and Yatsley could turn the desert into a savanna all on her own. Wow. Wow. Muffin's in her chair. I'm gonna wheel her over so you guys can see her. See that lump? That's my cat. She's facing inwards, so you can't really see her, but that lump is Muffin. She can hang out with us there as we continue our journey. All right, how are we gonna get over here? I love the idea of a glider, but I think, unfortunately, we're gonna have to take the long way around. Those are some beautiful ruins, though. Holy crap. Like, look at that. This game has been so beautiful so far. I just love the art style. All these ruins we found. They're always so cool. Alright, we got some dream thralls down here. Let's take a minute and have a snack. We'll eat some porridge.
Lava beyond sea disturbs us. Worse than rot.
Alright, that's the first 3 down. I'm sure there's going to be a lot more to go. But yes, collecting those little bubbles recovers a lot of mana, so I think it was a good idea for me to put points in that.
Right behind you.
I don't really use traditional stealth in that I'm not getting any technically stealth attacks, but what I like to do is stealth long enough that I can set up one of my big abilities without them seeing me. That's the way that I use stealth as a mage. Ever slam a book shut so hard that you knock nearby people off their feet, literally? Yeah, it's a pretty hilarious move, honestly. It's just like a sassy snap close of your favorite hardcover book. Knocking people down. Alright, we're getting closer now. It's interesting how this area is actually quite lush. We've got running water, we've got greenery, compared to the desolate desert barrens over that way. This place is positively brimming with life. And I guess that's why the godless of the time set up their town here. Now, I said earlier that I don't use many traditional stealth moves, but I'm gonna use one right now. I actually did a good amount of damage. There were some Zorips here. Oftentimes when we do find,
or in a few hours you'll feel cannon fire in your head.
Oftentimes when we do find godless ruins, there are Zorip. A lot of Zorip have taken the opportunity to turn these ruins into their homes, which, I mean, fair enough. They're beautiful ruins. Why wouldn't you take the advantage to have free shelter? Can't blame the Zorips there. I think one of the statues back there had something you could interact with. Over here? What even are these things? The creepiest statues I ever did see. Oh, it's like a plant growing on its side. Yeah, and there's one up there too. Yeah. I think I'm a little bit taller than Yatsley, or we never would have been able to reach that one. Got more dream thralls over there. Let's see if we can get a sneak attack in. Whoa! We do know that the Godless made these sort of like robotic constructs. We've had to fight them before. That was one right there. That was pretty spooky. No, no worries, TS. Never want to miss anything important, so thank you for pointing it out. Nothing wrong with doing a little backtrack. Speaking of plants, I thought I could harvest that one, but doesn't appear to be the case.
Hurry in the brush! Get on!
Okay, I need you to burn down these giant roots, please. Thank you very much. And here we got something good. An ancient treasure chest. What do we have inside? Also, I'm not tracking our main quest. I may as well just change it so I'm actually tracking it. Shadows of the Past. There we go. Okay, I think that's leading back the way we came in. The quest marker's pointing this way, so let's go this way. Up the little ladder. I guess at some point there were some sort of researchers here, because you can see the scaffolding. This is obviously not from ancient times. It would have decayed by now. So at some point there was some sort of archaeology team or other researchers here, but they're long gone. We can use their scaffolding, though, to get across here. Ugh, that's a big jump. I don't know what's drawing them here, because you're right, there is a lot of them. I was hoping we could sneak up on this guy right here without drawing the attention of the horde. So yeah, there's a ton down there. But I don't think this guy's gonna turn around, so let's use our own version of stealth. Oh man, yeah, there's a lot of them. Oh man, even the ones down below were notified of our presence? Oh, that's not good. We're getting a better position here. Ah! Oh, there's a lot of them. Okay. Giant fireballs tend to draw attention. Okay, touche. Touche. We've got a priest up here that we definitely need to get rid of. Let's do a sassy book snap. And then some ice. Uh-oh. Heal! Oh, dang. I'm down, but luckily I've got my second wind ability. Potion. This is chaotic. I think it's time for another fireball. Okay, is that it? There's a couple more down there, but I don't think they can actually get us if I just sort of leave them alone. There's the barrier. Alright, before we go in there though, let's see what's over here. Should be able to sneak up on this guy. So at the very beginning of the game, the sneak attacks were lethal. Every time a sneak attack was a one-hit KO. Unfortunately, they're not as strong anymore, presumably because I have put no points into any physical abilities, so I just am not that strong at stabbing people. But they're still quite effective. I mean, it did a huge chunk of damage against that guy. And allowed us to get that treasure chest. Alright. Now we can dispel the barrier and head inside the ruins proper. Alright, Yatsli, you're up.
I've dreamt of exploring Naku for years. To find out what happened to the godless who built this and why they vanished.
No time to waste. We have to find the way to the garden.
Of course, But we can take a little look around, since we're here already, can't we?
There must have been a battle here long ago. See those metal corpses? We saw them around Naku Tedek, too.
These are magfolk. They're often found in many godless ruins, but they are definitely not godless.
Is there no academic consensus regarding their origin?
No one knows where the magfolk came from. Only that they seem to be in constant conflict with the godless.
Oh.
Godless ruins are filled with magfolk remains, but no records of them exist in Akedan lore. I don't think the godless did well against the magfolk.
Still, I wonder why they fell. Were they overwhelmed, or taken by surprise, or something else?
They pierce. Blood like a fountain. No quarter. Nothing spared.
Wait. Did the voice in your head just talk? What did it say?
Interesting. So I misunderstood. I thought those robot construct things were servants of the godless, but no, they were actually ancient enemies of them, apparently, and no one knows where they came from, so that's kind of interesting. Sopadal doesn't like this.
I'm not surprised. Something terrible happened here. Anything of historic importance is often blood-soaked. Are you ready? We're entering one of their holiest places. Who knows what we'll find? Okay. Got my wand, got my grimoire. Let's go already.
Onward! Yes, the stacking points into intelligence rather than physical might. At least you can come up with more scathing insults. Exactly. Athik, Worth, and Roth is the spell. We say that for like everything we do, and Yatsli just used it for this spell too. Though that's like the equivalent of abracadabra in this universe, apparently.
We remember. They loved, and we loved in return.
Okay, interesting. So Sopadal remembers this place. Presumably, she's going to be speaking up a lot more. Nearly free? Okay, yeah, we're going to learn a lot, I think, exploring these ruins. Thank you for doing your thing, Yatsli. As soon as you approach the door, you can see sort of dream scourgy foliage around, lots of mushrooms and whatnot. Into Naku Cabell. I'm very, very excited to see what we're gonna learn in here. Hocus pocus bibbity bop, let this freaky barrier drop.
They loved, and we loved in return.
Yeah, this place has basically been completely taken over by Dream Scourge. Look at it all growing here, and then there's a bunch of dream thralls inside. Dang. Okay. I will definitely save my game. Thank you for the reminder, Nightbot. More dream thralls here.
Keep quiet.
Let's see if we can get a sneak attack in. Yeah, like it does half health. No, wait, that fully killed her. Maybe my sneak attacks have gotten stronger. I feel like the last time we used sneak attacks, they barely did any damage, and I lamented over how they're not as effective now as they were at the beginning of the game, but that was actually quite effective, so... I don't know, maybe it's tied to your level relative to that of the enemies, and we were a bit under-leveled there for a bit? I don't know, but the long and short of it is it appears that stealth's gonna be a good option for us again now. So we'll keep that in mind. Awesome. Well, I certainly don't mind that. If we can do some good damage. Even if we only take out one enemy, because a lot of times taking out one enemy sort of alerts the others. But even if we can take one down in a one-hit KO, that's a huge help.
Oh, look at that Audra. What else might be here?
Look at that Audra, indeed. Holy crap.
The heart of the Akita beats. Our veins stir. You are close. Seek the ancient kith who dwell here. They will show you the way.
Ancient kith that dwell here? You're saying people live in these ruins? Okay, we gotta get down there and interact with this Pillar of Audra. Before we do that, we need to explore. This place is crazy cool. I thought that there's people alive in here? That's
The
kind
brambles.
of crazy.
How did you... Oh, and someone's here now. No one's ever in the ruins.
I mean, I don't know if it's a someone. That looks a bit like a
An
projection.
intruder comes.
Numina.
Ghost. That's an Akedan ghost.
And wait a minute, why do the Akedan look like me? That is a godlike. A Sapidal godlike. There's been no one we've ever seen that's got headgear like that.
You don't belong here. Why have you come? What business do you have in this place? Tell me, before I strike you down.
Only a godlike of Sapidal may enter this place. You must have been one, just as I am now.
The gardener grows and grows and grows their reach still, I see.
The gardener. That must be how the ancient Akedans referred to their god, to Sapidal.
I am Numena, Tebaro Senakis, and guardian of the Akita and the living lands. They came swarming, relentless, these juggernauts. So many they stole the heat from the stars. They brought death to our temples. They brought doom to our kin. And the sky held no sun as our children screamed.
Oh, I know this. You speak of the Magfolk.
Yes, Story Seeker. Their corpses remain, as do our memories of what they did to us.
Interesting. Was Numina one of your past identities? The name sounds familiar. So the two past identities that we've uncovered, I can't remember their names, but one of them was essentially the leader, and the other one was a priest. So Numina appears to be a warrior or a guardian, so I don't think she's one of the ones that we remembered, but that doesn't mean maybe she was one of our past lives. I mean, we've apparently had many. Why did the Megfolk kill your people?
We would have offered them everything, just to save some piece of us. But they did not speak. The Deathbringers were only there for the slaughter. Our words were burned. Our buildings were broken. Anything that was of Akida, they destroyed.
That's why there are no records, no histories.
We fought so hard, but we fell too. Then they trapped our gardener.
Oh.
Trapped. A sepulchre of endless night. Bones beneath roots. Stop this.
Okay, so that puts a wrinkle in my theory. My running theory was that the Godless saw what Sapidal was doing in terms of the Dream Scourge, thought she was too dangerous and sacrificed themselves to trap her. But this basically undermines this theory. It appears that the godlike were just killed off, and Sapidal was trapped, all by these robot constructs. So if we go into our dialogue, history, and lore section, Megfolk, they're giants and servants of the gods, created to fulfill some divine need. Their appearance, intelligence, and missions vary based on the whims of their creator. Some exist to kill, some to defend, and others have a purpose not yet brought to light. Giants and servants of the gods. So one of the other gods initiated this attack against Sapidal and her followers? Okay, this is interesting. This is different for sure. Numina introduced herself as a Tebaro Senakis. The Tebaro Senakis were ancient guardians of the living lands, born as godlikes and imbued with a special purpose from their creator. Interesting. Okay. Let's ask Sopadal directly. You've been hiding what you know about the Megfolk from me. Why?
The memory, it scorches our wounds. The light, it blinded us. Why were we so afraid?
The Gardener quickens. This hastens our fears.
So some other god saw Sopadal as a threat. That puts a different spin on things. Yeah, absolutely. I know Sopadal was afraid of the Megfolk too.
The Gardener was afraid, yes. They were terrified. That was all they saw. Death hungers and cannot be sated. That which killed the Akita wants more slaughter still. So our Gardener calls then, begging one more time to be set free.
We wait. They know. They understand. Why do they hinder you?
When the Gardener calls, there is no turning away. But you will prove yourself to us through a series of trials.
There it is. There's the wrinkle.
Survive these trials, and you will know the way to the garden.
Shouldn't have known it wouldn't have been so simple as just walking in here and saying, hey, where's the garden? We got trials.
Against our ancient dead. And
first, a trial of strength. Alright. Then again, I'm also inclined to see Sopadal as a threat. Oh, absolutely. I mean, I don't think the gods would have just attacked Sopadal for no reason. I still think there's something we're missing here, and I'm still convinced that the Dream Scourge is linked to Sopadal herself, and if the other gods saw that as a threat, that Sopadal and her Dream Scourge were going to take over the entire world, then sure, I can see why they probably moved against her. But, I mean, the long and short of it is, there's still a lot we don't know and we don't fully understand. Okay, so be it. Well, I'll complete your challenges.
We wish you a better fate than the one we saw. The path to the garden lays before you. It is the only way. Go now. Your trials begin.
Alright. You heard the lady.
We just spoke to an ancient Akidan.
Andre's titties. We sure did, or some sort of echo of her anyway, and now we need to complete the Trial of Strength. Which, presumably is in here. Oh, looks like a lot of other people perhaps failed the Trial of Strength. Good to know. And here they come. Skeletons. We got rangers, we got monks. I want to make sure there's no priests. God knows the priests are the worst. Hey Sharp, you got a big storm incoming. Oh no, stay safe. Sounds like a good time to stay inside and play some video games perhaps. Hopefully you don't lose your power. It's the worst part about storms. It's the perfect excuse to stay cozy inside. But unfortunately, a lot of times storms also bring power outages, which really puts a damper on the whole staying cozy inside bit. Spring showers? Nah, spring hail. Aw. Yeah, we actually got quite a significant snowfall yesterday. It was 15, if not 20 centimeters. You know, not enough to shut down the city or anything like that, but it was much more snow than I was expecting. We woke up yesterday morning and looked out the window and we were like, what the heck? It's snowing. And then we were like, well, it's probably not going to snow very long. And then it literally snowed the entire day. So we had no snow on the ground, and now we have got quite a bit of snow. So I should have known spring was not here. We had to instead go through multiple more rounds of winter. So stay tuned, I guess, for my official spring report, if and when it ever comes. Can't remember the last time I've lost power for any reason. Me neither, actually. We've actually been very lucky to not have lost power in a while, but I feel like I need to knock on wood there or I'm gonna jinx myself. We've had some storms, but nothing that has knocked out our power, which is good. I mean, I suppose power grids on a whole have, you know, come a long way. I feel like when I was a kid, the power went out fairly frequently. Like, I feel like, you know, I can definitely remember a couple of times when we didn't have power, but as an adult, it hasn't happened to me that much, which is good. But again, it also depends on whereabouts you live. I know, you know, in Florida, an area racked by hurricanes and other large storms, Beast loses his power a lot, so I think half of it might be, you know, increasing our ability to maintain stable power grids, but also just based on where you live. Got some beautiful wall art over here. Do you think that creature in the middle is Sopadal? That's my guess. It's surrounded by foliage. It's got some worshippers down there. Yeah, you're in Tornado Land. Yeah, that makes sense.
This mural looks idyllic, doesn't it? Sopadal is helping the Akidans grow and flourish. They seem happy.
Yeah, and that's the thing too. When I was a kid, I lived on the East Coast, so we got hurricanes there, which I don't get here in the Rocky Mountain region, so it's probably another reason why I lost power a lot more as a kid than I do now. For sure.
Quiet as the depths.
Couldn't get in there for a sneak attack, but I was at least able to set up my ability before they saw me. Get rid of that priest. Priest is always priority number 1 in these battles. Ow! What the hell hit me? Holy crap! That shadow moved in fast. I'm stuck in the corner. Ah! Okay. Behind me? Oh yeah. Is everything dead except you? Phew. I don't think we've even officially made it to the Trial of Strength yet. I think this is the preamble. Akidan documents. A tablet covered in glyphs and symbols lost to time. Though the words themselves are indecipherable to the average leader, it's clearly written in a careful hand and looks official. It would be worth asking Yatsli to read the tablet for more details.
I'll have to do a more thorough reading later, but it looks like notes from the architect.
Oh.
It seems Naku was divinely inspired, so it's Sopadal's fault you got lost earlier.
Okay, interesting. Now remember, we know that the Akidans worshipped Sopadal, and that's what she wanted, but we learned through one of our prior memories that Sopadal did not want to be worshipped in this way. She did not want people to build temples to her. She very much wanted people to just be one with nature, so Sopadal actually destroyed some of the Akidan temples, which is quite interesting. She wanted to be worshipped, but not in the particular way that she was being worshipped. So I don't know that she would have approved of this whole place being inspired by her.
Give us a little break, isn't it?
I get the feeling they're not done with us.
Definitely not.
Careful! They're coming from the walls now.
Oh, boo-hoo! They're being worshipped all wrong. Yeah, I don't have much pity for Sopadal on that one. That's for sure. Worship me, but do it in the way that I want you to worship me. Like, okay. Don't feel much pity for you, Sopadal. Can this Minecraft movie just be released so I don't get hundreds of ads about it? It's funny you say that because I don't think I've seen a single ad about this Minecraft movie, which I am a-okay with. I mean, I don't think I am the target demographic for the Minecraft movie by any stretch of the imagination, but from what I have seen, I also just feel like it's not going to be a good movie. I just don't understand why everything has to be live action. If they had made this an animated movie, I think, you know, it could have been really good. Why did Minecraft have to be live action? I just feel like it's weird. It doesn't fit. Every time I see something about the Minecraft movie, it kind of reminds me of the Borderlands movie, which is not a good thing to be reminded of. Just feels unnecessary and kind of weird and not accurate to the source material, but I don't know. Maybe it'll be great, and maybe the kids will love it, which is clearly who the movie is intended for. As long as the kids love it, that's sort of all that matters. But yeah, it just seems weird. Are you out of ad hell? I hope so. Stupid ads. Alright. Also only got one more creature to attack here. The Greater Ruinous Blight, who is thick. Like 4 C's thick. He can take so many hits. I mean, he is a literal pile of rocks, so it makes sense, but still frustrating to have to fight. And then I think when we defeat him, he's gonna split into just, like, lesser minions. Yeah. Which is also annoying. The children yearn for the mines, and they yearn for movies about the mines. Hence, the creation of the Minecraft movie. Noella says, pessimistic opinion. Making things live action is the preference of a lot of Hollywood bigwigs, as they can sell the movie based on the faces and names involved. Absolutely. Totally agree. They don't get the same level of reach with voice acting unless they use household names, but then they have to deal with the PR nightmare that is ignoring actual VAs with VA training over face actors who don't take vocal direction for animated projects. Agree with you 100%, Noella, and that is most likely the reason for all of the live action projects. Totally agree. And then, when we do get animated projects, they force Chris Pratt down our throat, a la the Super Mario Bros. Movie. But I will give Chris credit where credit is due. I, like basically everyone else, thought he was going to be the world's worst Mario. He wasn't actually that bad. As I watched the movie, I never really ever thought that it was Chris Pratt, so that was good. I was pleasantly surprised with Chris Pratt's performance. But they probably paid him millions of dollars to play that role just so they could plaster his name everywhere, which was not necessary. You know, they could have gotten a no-name actor to probably do a better voice of Mario, or, God forbid, gotten the actual voice actor for Mario to do it. Saved money, and the movie would have been just as good, if not better, right? But anyhow. The Lilo and Stitch movie is looking great, and that one I've been so pessimistic about, because Lilo and Stitch is one of my favorite childhood movies. I don't know how many times I watched Lilo and Stitch on VHS as a child. And it's one of those movies that I'm like, A, don't think it needs a remake. B, don't think it needs a live action remake. But I will admit, I watched the most recent trailer. It actually looks decent. So we'll see. It's not something I'm gonna be seeing in theaters or anything. I'm sure it'll eventually come to Disney Plus. If it has good reviews, I'll check it out. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe it'll be good. Alright, I guess we finished the first trial, the Trial of Strength. And now we've got another person here, Tanusis, to presumably tell us about the second trial.
You have the gardener's markings, but you are not one of us. You did not fall with us. Why have you come here? Tell me your mind. Tell me what rides in it.
Hey Law, how are you? Happy Sunday. I'm here to find a way to the garden.
The Magfolk sought the gardener too. And our gardener did not want to be found. Our gardener knew what the Magfolk would do, and they broke the world to keep themselves safe. The waters boiled. The land opened. The rivers rose. And we drowned. We broke the pain. We died with them. How good did we do this?
Okay, that's another very interesting wrinkle. So while the Meg folk were responsible for the death of the Godless or the Akita people in Soppadal, Soppadal certainly didn't help. It seems that once she realized she was surrounded, Soppadal sort of activated emergency protocols and just rendered the land all around her, killing her followers at the same time. Interesting. So wait, you killed Akita when you fought the Meg folk?
We bleed. They bleed. The Magfolk strike. How could we pierce the vein? We cannot. We writhe. Why must we feel this again? There were so few of us left when the Magfolk were at our doors.
I mean, I don't even know what to say. I hate to sound insincere or whatever, but I mean, I think you're just a ghost anyway, so I'm not sure how emotionally sensitive I necessarily have to be in this situation, but in the end, none of this changes my mission. I must find the garden.
Yes, the gardener waits. Be clear-minded when you find them. Their ways are not the ways of people. You want a path to the garden? Pass this trial of the mind. Show me how clever you are. We will know the breadth of your wisdom before we let you learn what our gardener truly is.
Okay.
Wisdom, huh? Afraid this one's all on you two.
A trial of the mind. I wonder if there's a clever trick to it.
I'm sure there will be. Second trial, trial of wisdom. I hope the weatherman is wrong. I don't need baseball-sized hail. No one needs baseball-sized hail. I hope if you have the option to do so, your vehicle is parked inside. Because another thing that doesn't need baseball-sized hail, your car. I can only imagine how many insurance claims your area is about to get. Also, holy crap, that was poison water. I need to drink grog immediately. Grog, 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 grog. Whew, and then we'll just have a snack. Your car's outside? Oh, man. Well, that's all you can do, right? I was going over there for that health potion, but honestly, I don't even think it's worth it. That's nice and all, but you see, your dumbass is dead, so who cares? Stiff March 2025. You're about to take a baseball bat and hit them back? It was a good way to practice your batting, hey? Who needs the batting cages when you've got a constant stream of balls to hit falling from the sky?
So, who's going first?
I thought they said this was the trial of wisdom. What's wise about giant blades above a giant fall? I'd rather not get sliced in half or fall to my death, but I guess I'll use wisdom to avoid it? I would have called this the trial of agility, but anyway, we got through. Whew. The wise don't get chopped into tiny bacon strips. The wisdom is don't get hit. All of you guys had the same thought process there. Is there anything down here? Hang on. Loot? No. Just another path. Okay. No, wait. Loot? Give me loot or give me death. Yes, loot! Look how wise I am. I not only avoided the giant blades, but I also found another entrance to get loot. The unfortunate thing is, this isn't the way I was supposed to go. Oh, I've got to go up this giant root, I think.
These ghosts aren't very helpful.
Happy goblin noises.
Maybe you just gotta soften them up a little. Lay on the charm.
Perhaps they're just unused to visitors? Surely they'll warm up to us eventually.
Oh, jeez! Oh, fuck! Oh, God! Okay. More traps. Got it. This is where the wisdom comes into play, folks. Oh, Jesus. Or just run as fast as you can. Yeah, that works too. Whew. Wait for myself to cool down a little.
Oh, that's hot.
Yeah, it's very hot. And then look at this mural here. I don't quite understand what I'm looking at, to be honest with you. I guess they went from a city of happiness to a city of destruction and sadness. The wisdom of fire is don't get burned. Lesson number 2.
I'm getting a different picture of what really killed the godless. Those spirits are looking at dead already.
And they're really into traps here, aren't they? Let's see if I can deactivate them. Yeah, I did. Okay, cool. Oh, I deactivated the knives, but not the arrows. Okay. Ah! This fucking sucks. I don't feel very wise right now. Okay. Button. Disarm the traps. Okay. Phew. Is that it? It's the end of trial number 2, the trial of wisdom, aka the trial of traps. Wisdom of arrows, don't take one to the knee. That is wise indeed, Sharp. That is wise.
Are being less welcoming than I'd hoped.
If their last visitors were the mag folk, I can see why.
Okay, this is the same mural we saw before.
Still, this feels...
We can see it a little more clearly here. Dualistic mural.
I'm sure it's hostile.
Judging by this mural, the relationship the Akita had with her god was complicated.
Yeah.
Perhaps Sapidal was
A little moody indeed, yeah. I mean, we have seen that. Sapidal has caused destruction to the Akitan people multiple times. So Moody's probably a good way to describe her, actually. Literally depicted as two-faced here. Yeah, well, I mean, we just found out that Sapidal attacked her own people when the Megfolk attacked. But then we also already knew about how she destroyed, like, parts of their civilization before, too, because she wasn't happy with how she was being worshipped, so... Two-Face does seem to, describe Sapidal. We've got an Akitan list here, a tablet covered in glyphs and symbols lost to time. To those who don't recognize the language, the most that can be gleaned is that it seems to be a list of some sort. It would be worth asking Yatsli to read the tablet for more details.
looks like a list of building materials. Probably for Naku Kubel itself.
Not sure how she was able to read that tablet from all the way over there, but anyway. Yatsli has the best eyesight ever, good to know. Alright, but that was apparently the trial of wisdom complete, so now let's go to our next trial. Wonder what this third trial has in store for us. Here's our next ghost.
Somehow you've proven to have strength and wit. We now see what you represent. We know the truth of you. We cannot risk you causing another calamity.
Let me guess. You've another trial for me.
One last time, and no more. This I vow. I, Katenrus, who was Tebaru Sonakis once, understand promises, unlike some. No more words. You have not earned the right. Finish your last trial.
Okay. What are you testing this time?
You come as a supplicant. You do not have the privilege of questions. Go.
This guy's real ornery, isn't he? Gosh. No need to be so rude.
Why do I not feel comforted that this is our last trial?
Yeah, well, trial of mystery it is then, exactly. Let's see what we've got.
Of course these trials require a leap of faith.
Literally? Oh, literally. A leap of faith into the spooky fog, watched by a spooky, overgrown statue. Alright, trial of mystery, here we go! Thankfully, there was water to break our fall. Just H2O! Wow! H2O. Water, this was the perfect time. We just took a leap of faith and fell into a big old puddle of H2O. Water did break our fall, which is so poetic. Just water, hey, what's going on? Thank you so much for the raid. I appreciate that very much. Hello, everybody. Welcome on in. My name is Tallara, and we're currently playing through the newest RPG released by Obsidian. This is Avowed. If you guys haven't had a chance to check out this game yet, I really recommend it. I've been absolutely loving the game so far, and it has been a ton of fun. Good afternoon. Thank you so much for the raid, Water. Everyone go check out Just H2O. They were last streaming Pokemon Legends Arceus. Hell yeah. Now that's a good game right there. Pokemon Legends Arceus is one of my favorite modern Pokemon games. I loved that game to death. So hope you enjoyed your stream today. It's good to see you, Lucia. Long time no see indeed. Alright, let's keep moving. We are in some ancient ruins and forced to complete some trials. Some usual video game shenanigans. Whoa! Let's see what we got here. Over here is a godless death totem. Many cultures around Aora decorate their temples with skulls. The godless were no exception. Meditating on the inevitability of death prepares the soul for a swift passage into the beyond. A key note. Tablet covered in glyphs and symbols lost to time. The writing itself is scratchy, looking like it was written quickly and with little care. It would be worth asking Yatsley to read the tablet for more details.
This is... Oh. Well, seems like some of the construction crew had all kinds of fun.
What's that supposed to mean? You're not going to give me any more details than that? Well, now I'm curious. Did they write profanities on the wall or something? Alright. Let's keep moving. Yeah, I just restarted a new game account, hoping the new Legends game is just as, if not better. Agreed. The new Legends game is one of my most anticipated games of this year, because as I said, I loved Legends Arceus, so fingers crossed it lives up to the high standard that that game delivered on.
The fur on the back of my neck is standing up.
Yeah, we got 3 of them here. Are we gonna have to fight them, maybe?
Somehow you bested our trials. Like vermin.
Was the third trial literally just the leap of faith?
Like vermin you endure.
Okay. Interesting, but easy.
You live where worthier souls have fallen, but your journey ends here.
Soil hardens. Hesitation. Why do we smell fear? They are here to be found. Why? Why will they not free us?
This is where you die, Outlander. We cannot risk you provoking the Gardener and causing another calamity.
But I'm actually here at Sopadal's behest. They asked me to free them.
So? We will not have another calamity in this land again.
If you are as noble a creature as you claim, you will let your bones rest here with ours.
Now, lay your life down. We will all rest quietly. The Gardener will not be disturbed.
Not sure how or why you think it's noble for me to let you kill me, but, hey, I guess we fight then.
We only do what we must.
So be it. Prepare yourself.
I mean, honestly, I 100% get it, why they don't want me to release Sopadol, because that might bring the Megfolk back again, that might make Sopadol cause another calamity again. Releasing Sopadol just seems all around like a bad idea, but regardless, I mean, I actually don't plan to release her at all, but we do have to reach her. We do still need answers. We either need to, you know, solidify her prison, or at the... I don't know what we're gonna do with her yet, but I need to reach her, and if you guys are gonna stand in my way, then, well, we're gonna have to fight. I just hope we get a choice in the matter. I feel really good that we probably will. It seems so far that we have had a lot of choices about various things. I can't see them giving us a situation such as this and not offering us a choice, honestly. But, fingers crossed. Yeah, these guys are actually really tough. There's 3 of them, and they are all a very high level. Ooh, see? I said they were tough. Just after I said that, I died. Luckily, we had our second wind ability kick in, which allows us to have another chance, and one of them's down, so that's good. Looks like they were the 3 different classes, too. One was a mage, one was an archer, and one was a warrior. We got the archer down. Ow! Okay, mage is down. Now it's just the archer. Or, sorry, the warrior. Let's hit him with a big old fireball. Let's do a dramatic book snap.
Think they're really dead this time?
Oh, and it looks like we got a prize on the table over there. Let's take a look, shall we?
A prize? Prize is my middle name. What do we got here? A mural of Sopadol causing a calamity that killed the remaining Ekina people. And then we've got an Ekhedan device right here. Yes, of course. Enjoy your lurk, H2O. Thank you again for the raid, and enjoy your foods.
Wow. I've never seen an Ekhedan device like this.
We got an achievement, spectral evidence for completing the trials.
They mark the locations of important sites. It's a map.
Ah.
Ever closer. We must speak of this.
Doesn't look like any map I've ever seen. But I'll take your word for it.
Yosley, quick, can you read it?
Don't rush me, dearie. Ekhedan isn't easy to translate, you know.
So close. We reach. Find us in the Adra.
Your gods said hello, didn't they? Go on then, deal with them. I need time to translate.
Okay, so we've got to go approach that giant Adra pillar and speak to Sopadol. Before we do, I got a good feeling there's loot over here. Good to know that we got here before the Steel Garrote and Inquisitor Ludwin, but why do I have a sinking feeling in my stomach that as soon as we leave this place, they're going to be right outside? They were probably just waiting for us, following us here. There's no way we've seen the end of them, but for now we're successful. We got that map, which should hopefully lead us to the garden. And now we need to go have a conversation about Sopadol and hopefully get some more answers. The issue with speaking to Sopadol is they usually speak in riddles and half-truths, so we don't necessarily learn a lot by speaking to Sopadol all the time, but... I mean, hey, I yearn for answers too, so let's see what we can do here.
You are here. You heard us in the roots. You seek the garden. You know the way. But the Jabaru Sinakis, they turn from you. How can this be? Surely they would welcome you as kin, grafted from the same root.
Excuse me? They're so distrustful of you. No, I'm gonna see... I don't like any of these answers. I wanted to be like, yeah, I know why they're mad. They're mad because they don't want me to release you because you suck and killed them all. I don't really, none of these answers really allow me to explain that. I guess I'll go with the one I was going to go with. Excuse me, they're so distrustful of you, they tried to kill me. Can you explain that?
Ungrateful. They forget what we have done for them, how we loved them. We were theirs and they were ours, and we told them to protect the wild and the green. In return, we promised to protect them, and we were true. Always.
Are you sure?
We protected them.
I don't know if I believe you. There's something you're not telling me. Out with it, Sopadol.
We did not choose this. We did not want this. The earth shook. The waters rose. We will not remember.
Quit hiding and tell me the truth. All of it.
We do not hide. Lies. The rot twists our memories, splinters them. Reflections in a night-swallowed lake. We lived in harmony. We were at peace, and then they came with metal bodies and murderous intent. We tried to stop them.
Something still doesn't add up.
We did not want them to die. We loved them. We tried. We loved them so much. We did not cause pain. The spirits lie. We loved them most. They twist our words. We will show you. Let us offer you another gift. A seedling of power.
For the first time, I think I'm gonna reject Sopadol's power. Previously, we had no idea who or what we were dealing with. I just needed the abilities. They seemed like they would be good. At this point, the more we learn about Sopadol, the more we learn basically what a bad person she is and what a bad god she was. The Akitans worshipped her. They didn't worship her properly, so she would get like pissed off all the time and like destroy their stuff. And then in the end, when she was being attacked and her people were being attacked and they needed her most, she basically was like, every person for themselves, freaked out, caused a calamity, and killed everyone. And there's gotta be a reason that the Megfolk were sent to kill her in the first place. The more we learn about Sopadol, the less I trust her and the less I actually want to be involved with her. So compared to at the very beginning, when I was like, I don't know who this is, but power is power and I'll take it, the more we learn about Sopadol, the more I'm like, there might be strings attached to these powers. I've already accepted enough of her powers and went along with enough of her crap. I gotta be honest, I don't really want any more of her power.
It will be your loss to regret. Wait. An intruder.
I describe them as a petulant child. Yeah, I mean, she likes to use the word ungrateful. They were ungrateful for my protection. It's like, yeah, petulant child for sure. Also, do you mean Ludwin? Is she coming?
She brings the purging fire at her back. She comes to trap us. Out! Out! Send her out! Set us free!
Ludwin is here. See, I told you she probably wasn't far behind. And here we go. She must be here.
Wake up! Wake up!
What's happening, guys?
What happened? Are you alright? What did you do?
I sense a fight coming our way. What's happening?
I don't know what you and Sopadol were jawing about, but it must have been juicy because the Adra started to shake and hum.
You can't hear all the dream thralls trying to get in now. What happened with Sopadol?
Sabadal threw a tantrum. Something's wrong with them.
Well, that tantrum is attracting dream thralls. They're flooding the area, so I think it's a great time to leave. Now! The map points us to Gallowayne's tusks. We'll find the way to the garden there. We just have to find a godless tower on the southern coast, and boom! There's our entrance into the garden.
Oh, we're getting
Gallowayne's
close.
tusks. That's out of the fire and into the volcano. First, we've got to get out of here alive. Steel yourselves.
Gallowayne's tusks. It's a hostile volcanic region deep in the Living Lands and home to Solace, a settlement of Pargrunan dwarves. This is where our dwarven friend is from, and where a lot of dwarves are from, is from Gallowayne's tusks. The Wardens of Solace are fiercely isolationist. Few adventurers travel to Gallowayne's tusks, and even fewer leave. Interesting. All that means is, yeah, out of the frying pan and into the fire, indeed. Gallowayne's tusk. We've heard a lot about it, actually. I wasn't sure if we would get to go there, but it seems that's where the map is leading us. Alright, we should get moving. Sappadal said she had a bad feeling. I'm sure Marius is just gonna love going there. Yes, from the conversations we've had with him, Marius didn't leave on great terms with his friends and family. But we'll deal with that later. First, all of the Dream Thralls have been summoned here for some reason. Do you think Sappadal summoned them here as basically her defenders because she feels Ludwin and the rest of the Steel Garrote coming and now they're just attacking me? Maybe. But yeah, the more we had a conversation with Sappadal there, the more I agree with TS's interpretation of her as a petulant child. She's just a god who would throw tantrums when she didn't get her way, and continues to do that now. There was a moment when I maybe felt bad for Sappadal, but it's because we didn't have all the information, and the more information we get, the less I feel bad for her, and the more I think her being imprisoned was probably a good thing. Who or what actually imprisoned her, we still don't really know. But regardless, I'm sure we'll get more answers the closer we get to the garden. First of all, though, we gotta deal with all of these. Holy crap-oly. Do you see how many Dream Thralls are here? Spiders and people of all races. This is bananas. Either that or just the simple fact that Sappadal was agitated might have drawn them here. Yeah, that's true too. That's a good point as well. Okay, Yatsli keeps yelling about how she wants to go, which makes me think they're just gonna keep coming and maybe we just need to get out of here. There's not that many left though. Let's see. I think we can take... No, they just keep coming. Okay, we gotta go. This way, this way, this way. Let's get out of here. Yeah. I think this is a battle we can't win. XP farm them. Hey, Max. Honestly, yeah, I guess this would be the place to go if you wanted to XP farm. Because it looks like they are endless. Unfortunately, I am very much backed into a corner here. Let's see how many we can take out before we do have to go. I don't hate the idea from Max Dudley about the XP farm, to be honest with you. I'd be lying if I said I hated the idea. We'll at least take down a few of them here. Alright, now let's get out of here. We took down quite a few. We got some extra experience points there. Now let's get out. Okay. Oh, we're not even free out here. Spiders are coming up through the sand. Oh yeah, they're freaking everywhere. I can only imagine how much experience points we've gotten from everything we've fought over the past hour or so. All the trials, now all the dream thralls. We do make a good squad. Alright, so our objective right now is simply to escape Naku Cabell, and it looks like we've got some breathing room here. So let's do just that.
I hope you can only do that with brambles.
What we have here? Treasure? A secret door? Whoa. A whole secret chamber, which of course is guarded by spiders. Goblin time! We can't leave Naku Cabell until we've gotten all the loot, right? Oh! We got a named boss spider? Vriska! Ah, it jumps. I hate it, I hate it, I hate it. Hi, I need you to draw aggro, please! For the love of God! Get it away from me. Fireball. When in doubt, purge them in flame. Yep, I've also got fire grenades here we can toss. Didn't expect to randomly fight a boss spider here, but sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. And that includes copious amounts of fireballs. Alright, this should kill her? Yes! Woo! Now, to get rid of all the minions. I've said it once, I've said it a million times. I love the combat in this game. A lot of times in RPGs, combat can sometimes be the weakest aspect of the game. That is not the case in Avowed. The combat is actually a lot of fun. The combat is fire, yep. I would have to agree. I've been living my best wizard fantasy so far in Avowed, and I love it. Hey Tedek, thank you for the stretch. I actually need that. We've been streaming for a little while now. Good stretch is important. And now we're all stretched out, ready to see what we got in this treasure chest. We've come a long way from Skyrim's clunk, yes, that's for sure. And we've got wave binder robes in this chest. Interesting. So this would be perfect if we used guns, because it has an ability, nautical marksmanship, plus 25% critical hit chance with pistols and arquebuses. That's pretty cool. Unfortunately, not great for our build, but we can break them down to get upgrading materials for our equipment. This game looks good, you might have to get it. Yeah, I would 10 out of 10 recommend it. If you're into open world fantasy RPGs, if you enjoy Skyrim or Elder Scrolls games, this has just been so much fun so far. I would definitely recommend it. I was really looking forward to this game for a long time. I like Obsidian as a developer. I've liked their previous games, their Pillars of Eternity games. So this game was on my sort of radar for quite some time. Coming out, I was cautiously optimistic that it was going to be a good game. You kind of never know with games these days. I've been let down so much. But I can fully say that Obsidian delivered on all the expectations that I have, and it's just a great game. Alright, we got some loot, got rid of a threat to the universe in terms of that giant spider, and now let's get out of here. I don't see... actually...
On the plateau.
Yep.
Gotta hurry.
I was just about to say that I don't see the steel garrote anywhere, but look up there. You can see there's people up there on that plateau. You can see the line of smoke, and I think I spoke too soon. I think the steel garrote were waiting for us just outside the entrance to the ruins, as I speculated earlier. Ludwin wanted us to do all of her dirty work. And now we're gonna have to go face them up above, which, I gotta be honest, I'm not looking forward to. I've said it before, I'm absolutely going to attempt diplomacy with Ludwin. I think it would be remiss of us to not attempt it. Is it going to be successful? Most likely not. Ludwin hasn't proven herself to be the most reasonable of ladies through our interactions with her so far. But the only other option is taking on her, who is a Death Knight and is known for her brutality and power, and the rest of her crew. It's probably gonna come to fighting, but if we can avoid it, that would be fantastic. Because A, I don't really want to fight her and her people, and B, they would be invaluable allies if I could somehow convince her to sort of see the light. But also mostly because she's hot. Yeah, I mean, let's be real. I can talk all day about how I want to give diplomacy a try for diplomacy's sake and how words speak louder than actions and all that bullshit, but at the end of the day, she's hot. I'm interested. I want to chat with her. Alright. First, though, oh yeah, the Steel Garrote's here. There's some dead soldiers already. I guess they tried to approach and they couldn't get through the Dream Thralls, so now they're just gonna wait for me to come to them. Interesting, interesting.
Dream with us! Treacherous weed! Worse than rough!
Oh yeah, there's a bunch of dead Garrote here. Oh shit, and the Archmage is here? The Archmage and Ludwin are going up against each other right now? I am 50% scared and 50% aroused. Oh damn, this is gonna be good. Ringrim versus Ludwin.
You're a child playing at being a hero. You understand none of
The two baddest bitches in the realm are verbally sparring right now, and don't even know what to do with myself. Alright, let's put another point in intellect, make sure we're real smart before we talk to these ladies.
Work here.
And here we go. Are you guys ready?
Magi has overstepped their authority. Again.
I don't know how to explain this any better. This is not a problem to solve with cannons or steel.
Ludwin. Guess you got tired of tormenting Heelguard.
We haven't seen Ludwin in a while, and I can't believe Ringrim is here too. These are like maybe two of the most powerful people in all of the land, and they are standing here at an impasse, and we're about to butt into this conversation.
Envoy, I hope you found what you were looking for. Because those ruins are about to be a distant memory.
Should I get smart with her and say technically every ruin is a distant memory? Yeah, let's go with my arcane scholarship. You know, technically every ruin is a distant memory. I hope she doesn't backhand me.
How clever of you. This is a spring from which the Dream Scourge flows, injecting poison into the veins of the island.
No, a cleansing fire. Poison or cure?
The same poison we burned out of Fure Messiverno. Stand by my side, and we can strike a blow at the Dream Scourge. And at Sopadal.
Actually, well, these characters look so unique. Yeah, these are two of the coolest characters we've met so far. We've got Inquisitor Ludwin, who is a Death Knight, and then we've got Archmage Ringrim, who is a Archmage. So two very badass ladies. You know about Sopadal. Why am I not surprised? You know everything, don't you, Ludwin?
An Inquisitor seeks answers, some through interrogation, others through prayer. I've been watching you, Envoy. You, who survived when so many godlike fell. I even asked the gods what made you so remarkable. And the burned queen opened my eyes to what you are. We knew the chaos of the living lands had an origin. How could I have known that you were its offspring?
In all fairness, I'm only Sapadal's offspring in a spiritual sense. I did actually have, you know, parents who, through the birds and the bees, put me here.
Yes, but even a humble acorn can sprout a tree. There are 2 plagues in the living lands. Help me destroy one, and the other will follow.
Ashes. Nothing of the Akita will remain.
We may not burn out the dream scourge here, but we can burn out its symptoms and take the fight to your patron.
Spirits cry out, bury the fire, but still they rage.
Fighting a superior force is one thing, but fighting a god is another. Is she really suggesting that?
Always thinking with your sword. You zealots never change. I happen to like these ruins. They've been very informative. Without them, I'd never have learned there was a new god in the living lands.
Another reason why they should be destroyed. Sapadal is dangerous, but an archmage is more unpredictable by far.
Sounds like you've got other ideas, Ringrim. What do you propose?
I do love it when people choose to listen to reason. I have an alternate solution to the problem at hand.
This should be amusing.
I am not talking to you, am I? Don't interrupt me.
Okay. Tell me your plan, Ringrim.
Yes. Honestly, it's quite simple. I can sever the connection between the Adra in the ruins and the rest of the living lands. It will isolate the dream-scourged essence and halt the creation of new dream thralls in Shatterscarp. But those that exist will remain. My solution will end the plague in this region, I believe, and keep Ludwig from having to do terrible things to those nice ruins.
Well, what's the catch? That sounds like the perfect idea. Why wouldn't I do that? We get the same results that Ludwig's trying to get without having to destroy this piece of natural history. So there's got to be a catch, right?
I knew I liked you for a reason. Yes, there is a catch. It's also what you may call a large one. Severing the Adra will require the use of a truly immense amount of essence. Which, well, will result in a few deaths.
A few deaths? What about Quilichi? And the other Furians? And Quilichi?
Gentle sleep. One moment day, the next, a poppy's dream to carry them to the Garden of Night. They would feel no pain.
TS makes a great point. Define few. You know, I'm reminded of a certain parable about a statue. Hey, Ringrim?
I'm so very glad you recall.
So that's your plan. You want to rip the souls out of people's bodies to power a spiritual amputation.
Yes, exactly. Very concisely put.
So we have 2 options here. We either destroy the ruin... You have to sacrifice something. If we want to put a stop to the Dream Scourge in this region, we either need to destroy the ruins or keep the ruins intact but kill people. Something has to be destroyed. It's either the ruins or the people. And I gotta be honest, if those are my 2 options, I'm choosing the ruins. There are other godless ruins in the area. If you want to study godless ruins for the sake of, you know, scholarly pursuits, I totally understand that. These are not the only ruins in the area, and I would rather destroy some old ruins than kill people. At first, I thought your suggestion was great. Why would we not choose Archmage Ringrim's suggestion? But I don't know if I like her plan anymore. Let's ask for a little more clarification. Basically what TS asked. Define few. What do you mean by a few deaths?
A few dozen people may die. Possibly 100 or so.
Yeah,
in the
no.
more dire
No.
scenarios.
What?
That's not something I'm willing
There
to
is
consider.
no control over who will perish in the process.
No.
But it will stop the Dream Scourge from spreading in Shatterscarp. No new Dream Thralls will be created.
Reingrim is one of the smartest people alive. If she says this is the way, it's hard to argue, no matter how much we might want to.
You can't be entertaining this. Not after what we've seen. The frozen corpses, the twisted riddles. The Dream Scourge is a tragedy, but she's a monster. You can't leave Thirdborn at her mercy.
It's not an ideal solution. But it is easier to save a life when you've amputated the necrotic limb, so to speak.
I understand where you're coming from. She obviously comes from a place of no compassion. Absolutely, stopping the Dream Thralls is important, but if we just kill people, then, like, that's just a net negative. We're stopping the Dream Scourge, but we're killing people. Isn't it the same as just letting the Dream Scourge keep happening and killing people? It's, I mean, it's a dispassionate but pragmatic solution. I can admit that, absolutely. It's pragmatic. I understand what you're trying to do. It would stop the issue and keep the ruins intact, but certainly extremely dispassionate. Especially, we have no idea how many people it's going to kill, and we have no control over who it's going to kill. We can't say, oh, it'll take out the prison population or something. Like, this could kill us. This could kill me. It's just not something I can consider.
You surprise me, Envoy. She would sacrifice the very people we're trying to save, and for what? Not even to destroy the Dream Scourge. Merely to slow it down.
Destroying the ruins and killing the Dream Thralls within is also a short-term measure. Ludwig's solution will eventually result in the same number of casualties, possibly even more.
But short-term solutions is all we need right now. All of that is assuming we don't find another way to end the Dream Scourge in the meantime, which is what I'm trying to do. If we can just put up a temporary barricade to give me time to get to the garden, I'm hoping I can stop the Dream Scourge at its source.
If such an alternative existed, I'd have suggested it already. So long as the Dream Scourge exists, more people will become infected. And the infected will take more lives, and this will continue indefinitely.
I totally agree with you.
She has no idea what the
But this isn't going to
consequences of
stop
her
the Dream
actions
Scourge
might
at its source anyway. If it was, then maybe I would consider her proposal. But it's not. This is also just a band-aid solution. Now, what? Oh shit, she's taking off her mask. What the hell? Oh, I'm ready. I'm fucking ready. Let's go. Well, damn. Oh, shit.
I swore an oath to my goddess. A solemn vow that I would give everything in service to her. Even myself. And I did so, gladly. Sapadal wants the same devotion from you. The only difference is, you never had a choice.
Can we still call Ludwig hot when she's a literal skeleton? Euro says, I've been waiting for you to get to that reveal. I mean, I knew she was a Death Knight, so I'm not even sure why I'm so surprised, but I thought, I don't know, that she was undead but still looked hot. Girly is a skeleton. Okay. Mask on in bed. Mask on. Oh my god. Okay, that's hilarious. So that's what you've been hiding under the mask all this time.
The mask is my true face. My covenant with my goddess. The obligation I chose.
Look, regardless, I decide what happens here, not Sapadal. She does not control me.
And what makes you so sure the decision is truly yours? Sapodal has been whispering in your
She's been whispering in my ear. That doesn't mean I have to
guiding,
listen.
influencing you. You owe Sapodal nothing, and yet they demand everything. That is not devotion. It's cruel.
Yes, quite difficult to decide whether to believe your new god or the angry skeleton actively threatening us.
This isn't about Sapodal. This is about every man, woman, and child in Shatterscarp.
Godlike. I leave the choice to you. Both options will bring harm. The question is, which will bring more good?
This is awesome. They are presenting us with a real difficult choice. There's no right answer here. We're also being presented with two options from two badass ladies. Coming into this, I never would have thought that Ludwin would be presenting the more rational, practical solution, which is kind of crazy. I feel like Ludwin and her Steel Garrote's actions so far have been the exact opposite of practical. But I think in this instance, I have to go with her. It's not worth sacrificing an unknown amount of people to amputate the limb here. And I get it. It is a pragmatic solution, and I understand Ringrim's rationale for proposing it. However, I just don't think it's worth it. As I was saying, if this straight up would cure the Dream Scourge, no more Dream Scourge, then maybe we would have to seriously consider that. But in this situation, it's only going to stop the production of new Dream Thralls in this area. Whereas if we just burn down the ruins, it's not going to stop the creation of new Dream Thralls, but it's certainly going to hinder it and perhaps stop it for a short amount of time. It's more of a band-aid solution, but that's all we need right now, because ultimately our goal is to find the source of the Dream Scourge and stop it at the source. So for right now, we should do whatever's the least damning, just to, again, band-aid the solution and get me to that garden. So I think in this instance, Thirdborn needs help fighting all these Dream Thralls now. Destroy the ruins, Inquisitor.
What? No!
I will honor your decision, even if I think you're a disappointment.
Your patron deity might object, but the living will thank us for it.
Burn, destroy, we twine.
Soldiers of the Steel Garrote, you heard her. Bring it down.
And on the positive side, now we're in Inquisitor Ludwin's good books, which I think will be a great idea. I'm just loving this game so far. It's given us so many of these like nuanced choices that don't have a clear right answer. And I really appreciate that in games. I don't like black and white situations, you know? I like gray, and that's where we're at. Euro says, I was stuck on this decision for a while. I went with the Archmage. Okay, interesting. I wonder how that changed your game going forward. Like I said earlier, I don't condone their genocide, but the Garrote does have a certain pragmatism when it comes to Sapodal specifically. Well, yeah, and I would have... This decision would have been completely different if they wanted to burn down Thirdborn. You know, like when they burned down the whole city of Fjord. Not cool with that. In this particular instance, these are abandoned ruins. No one had to die here. And so I think in this instance, the Steel Garrote's proposed plan was the best one. See ya, Lucia. Unfortunately, I will not be taking place in the relay this year. I just couldn't make it work due to scheduling conflicts. But hopefully I'll be around for their next fundraising effort. And yeah, good to see you. So we actually got a new godlike ability, which is strange. I thought we foregoed our chance to get a new godlike ability when we refused Sapodal, but we got one. Godlike's Will. It's a passive ability that gives you a bonus ability point to spend in the fighter, ranger, or wizard ability trees. Okay, sick. I just hope they don't burn Thirdborn regardless, because it would be on brand for them. You're totally right. Unfortunately. I'm sad that we're probably in the Archmage's bad books now, but we had to choose between these two bad bitches. And we went with Ludwin, I guess. Are you mad at me, Ringgrim?
You have destroyed a place of great power. A part of your heritage, no less. Now that I know a new god was the reason for those anomalies in Naku Kobel, there's nothing left for me in the living lands.
I just couldn't kill so many people.
Your decision may yet still kill thousands. We don't know the kind of casualties that will follow. But that is for you to wrestle with. I'm done here. However, I have one final question for your young wizard.
For... me?
You have shown a great deal of talent, Yatsley. Few can dispel my illusions so easily. I could use your assistance. And the companionship. It's really dreary being alone. Should you wish to return with me, I would happily take you on as my apprentice.
Damn, that's a big offer.
Do not often visit.
An Archmage wants to take Yatsley on as her apprentice? How can she say no to that? I would say yes to that. So Yatsley has gotta say yes.
Well, obviously, I'm... Wait. Really? You want me to... Wow. That would be... amazing. But I have to think about it. At the very least, the envoy would be lost without me. And so would my lover. Though the idea of finally devoting more time to magic is... tempting.
I would have done anything for an offer like that. You have to take it, Yatsley.
In a different life, I might have asked you to come with us, envoy. And... don't worry. My work will still be here when you're done with your godlike's quest. Whatever you decide, it will be some months before I depart. You know where to find me. Be clever, godlike. Don't think too much with your heart.
Wow. GG's, Yatsley. That's a huge offer, and you've got time to think about it, which is fantastic.
Congratulations, envoy. You listened to your reason instead of your patron. It takes an ironclad will to defy one's god.
I mean, I did it for Shatterscarp, not for you.
Even better. Unlike Sapadal, I have no use for blind loyalty. Destroying the ruins brought us valuable time, but the threat of the Dream Scourge remains. Be on your guard. You and I are willing to do what it takes to restore order in the living lands. Heelguard lacks the spine to do what's right. But we won't let that stop us, will we? For now, this is where we part ways. The Steel Garrote and I follow a different path. No doubt it will cross yours eventually.
I hate how she's implying that I, like, think all of the Steel Garrote's actions are right, because I don't. What they did in Fjord was completely unjustified and awful. So please continue to delineate my actions of morality from the Steel Garrote's actions of morality. Just in this particular instance, our interests were aligned. Yeah, we're going to seek the garden, Sapadal's prison and domain.
As do I. We'll see who finds it first.
And we'll see if our interests align at that time.
It would appear my faith in you is not misplaced. Keep up the good work.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I do kind of like getting complimented by Ludwin. I'd be lying to say I didn't. Honestly, they didn't even do a good job destroying these ruins. They only destroyed the main building. The rest of the structure is still intact. So, like, realistically, if you still are trying to, like, explore these ruins from a scholarly sense, there's still a lot there for you to explore. So that kind of makes me feel better about the decision as well. The Steel Garrote are hyped. And I guess we have what we came here for. We know where the garden is. We learned more about Sapadal and what hand she had in the downfall of her own people. The Steel Garrote hopefully won't bother Thirdborn now. Hopefully they got what they came here for. I mean, Hard to know, though. As TS said, it would be on brand for them to burn Thirdborn regardless, so we'll see. But regardless, I think it's time for us to go back to Thirdborn and report in. Euro says they just created more ruins. That's a good point. That is a good point.
I need a word with you. Of course, I understand the impulse of wanting to save those in Thirdborn.
You understand the impulse? Where's this going?
But think of all that we lost because of you and that monster.
I wasn't willing to sacrifice half of Thirdborn.
Again, I understand the impulse, Envoy. But you must think of future generations.
Did you really just say think of the children to justify killing?
I've heard enough. Even Ludwig wouldn't go that far.
Well, I don't know about that. I don't know about that, Kai. She just burned down an entire city full of children.
We have no reason
Again, don't misplace what we did here today with agreeing with all of Ludwig's actions.
Then maybe we turn a few more of these ruins into heaps of rubble. I can't see anything good that's come out of them.
Maybe stop talking while you're ahead.
Agreed, Marius. Kai's getting a little too far this way now. Rein it back, Kai. Yachtsley herself was worried about the people for a minute, especially her lover. Exactly. Look, I'm not going to apologize for putting lives over some ruins. I'm sorry, I get it, I understand, but I wasn't willing to sacrifice what she was asking me to sacrifice. And yeah, you should be happy. What if Quilici had died? I'm sure you wouldn't feel the same way then.
I suppose I thought you were smarter than this.
Yachtsley, come on, don't be like this.
Lincoln knows more about the Dream Scourge than the dead woman burning down homes.
I hate to say it, Yachtsley, but we're not changing anyone's mind today. Let's talk later. Just the two of us.
Fine, fine. You're right. It's done. Let's just focus on getting to the garden.
We can discuss that when we leave for Gallowayne's tusks. For now, I think we all need some rest.
I must have done 100 shifts on those watchtowers. Never saw so much Thirdborn blood under them.
Guess we'll talk to everyone. Marius, what do you think about all this?
Never thought I'd be going back to Gallowayne's tusks.
Relax. We won't embarrass you too much.
Let me guess. You burned some bridges on your way out, and now we have to cross them.
Think whatever you want. I just don't.
Take your time, dearie. You can tell me everything later over tea.
Right. Can we talk about something else?
Of course. Though you were the one who brought it up.
Kai's still wearing socks from last week. Let's discuss.
Ew, Kai.
At least I've washed them.
Oh, then that's fine. That's what washing machines are for.
So, we found a map to the garden. Now we see how accurate those ancient godless cartographers could possibly be. Not sure how helpful that map will be, really. There's probably a reason no one's been to the garden in centuries.
Think of it. You'll be the first person in centuries to guide an expedition to the garden.
Well, that'll be cold comfort when everyone thinks I'm crazy for saying I've been there. I figure either it's a complete dud and there's nothing really there, or we all lose our minds the second we show up. Either way, was it worth it? Who knows?
We have to find Sopadal at all costs.
I wish I was as convinced as you are. The thought of going to speak to a god on their turf, it doesn't make sense to me. I guess that's not my problem, really. My job is to keep you alive, whether you've got a god in your head or not. Just don't do anything stupid, all right? Anyway.
All right, that's enough for now. Get some rest.
Pleasant dreams.
I've been meaning to talk to you about Katoa and Hayako. You did what you had to do, Envoy. Putting them down was for the best.
I gotta be honest, I can't remember who he's talking about. You're glad I killed him?
Given the alternative?
I guess it was two people infected by the Dream
Those two fought
Scourge.
for Rauatai and the Deadfire. They learned how to disrupt enemy movements and destroy supply lines. They'd have nipped and poked at your comrades at Eagle's Reach until Adir finally snapped back. At Thirdborn, most likely. All while the two of them remain
Oh,
secure
it
and
was the two
defended
up in the
their
tower. Yes, 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 yes. They were looking for a fight. We couldn't convince them otherwise, and they were just killing people.
And they found one. Thirdborn's under threat, but if loose cannons like them fire at everything that moves, they'll draw even more trouble to our walls.
Yeah.
They lash out like cornered animals, giving the Steel Garrote a reason to fight back. Not that they need a reason.
Still, better not to give them one.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe the warning shots will keep trouble away.
You really think any amount of chest thumping would turn away Ludwig and the Steel Garrote? Or the full force of the Adiran army, if it came to that?
No, it wouldn't.
The Living Lands is changing. We've got more ships coming to port every year. If it's not Adir, it'll be someone.
Okay. You and Kaipo knew each other? Remember that was the old adventurer man?
Yeah. It was tough to see him like this. He'd just given up. And we let him do it.
I mean, he had the Dream Scourge. You know what he would have become.
He still had time. And he should have held on to every minute of it.
I mean, how do you know he had time, though? No one knows what the progression of the Dream Scourge looked like.
I just worry we've robbed Chico of that chance.
I mean, I disagree. This was the right decision, I think. Person deserves to go out on their own terms. The Dream Scourge is maybe the worst disease you could ever catch, and he was clearly starting to spiral.
Maybe so.
Anywho, that's all. Good night, Kai.
I can take watch. I'll be up a while anyway.
Thank you.
Can we talk a moment? I wanted to pick your brain about Shatterscarp. The ruins of Naku Kubel predate civilization as we know it. We had so much to learn from them. But the Steel Garrote care nothing for the past. Only the future. As long as it's under their thumb.
I mean, destroying the ruins was the only way to spare innocent lives.
I'm not saying it was an easy decision. Or that you should have acted differently. The fact remains that we played into our enemy's hands. And what did we get in return? We delayed the inevitable. Better than nothing, I suppose. Though not by much.
We'll stop the Dream Scourge eventually, I promise.
I'm holding you to that. Maybe there's no right answer to any of this. Maybe all we
That's
can
the
do is
unfortunate
keep
reality,
going,
is there is no
leaving
right answer.
chaos
We're
in
making
our
the
wake.
best decisions we can with the information that we have, and then we deal with the consequences, and that's usually the way of the world itself, right?
Focus on our mission.
Decisions would be easy if there was a clear right answer. That's why I cherish these talks with you and the rest of our companions. Things slow down for a bit, and after so much drama over the past 3 hours of the stream, it's nice to have a chance to catch our breaths.
As do I. We both deserve a little peace. And if the world will not give it to us, then we'll just find it in each other. While I have your ear, can I ask you one more question?
Go ahead.
Something about Inquisitor Ludwig has been getting to me. She seemed eager to distinguish your Adiran loyalty from your nature as a godlike, as though the two are incompatible. She believes you can be loyal to your country or to your nature, but not both. Do you find that unusual?
I gotta be honest, I haven't really thought about it. I'm not sure. What's on your mind?
Truthfully, I don't know. I've got this idea, but it's stuck and won't come loose. It's just... When you agreed to destroy the ruins, Ludwig was surprised, as though she didn't believe you would do the right thing. Ludwig clearly respects you, but I don't believe she'd trust you. Anyway, that just had me thinking. Could be nothing, or could be something. Time will tell. Get some rest. You deserve a nap. For that matter, so do I.
I mean, that can go right back at Inquisitor Ludwig. I certainly respect her. I definitely don't trust her, so I would it doesn't surprise me that she would feel the same about me. all that means is we still can't rely on her, and I would expect her to backstab us at any time or propose something that we don't agree with. Alright, that's enough for now. Let's get some rest. And then we need to speak to Yatzli, who's probably still pissed at us.
Envoy, we need to discuss what you did in the ruins. You destroyed something that was... I'm trying to remain calm. I have to remember that you had a reason for what you did. Nothing infuriates me more than to do what Ludwig wants, but... I'm not unhappy with what you did.
Huh?
Those ruins were literally priceless. They had real Echidans in there. Think of how far my research would have shot forward. But we would have had to sacrifice so many for it. And I can't say that's a fair trade.
Oh.
Usually I know the right answer. It's obvious. Here, though...
Yeah, I'm very surprised to hear her say all that. She really has come around, sort of. I mean, I gotta be honest, I don't really like any of these options. We'll just make light of it. Let's make a joke. I wasn't gonna upset the scary skeleton lady.
You speak with a strange god regularly, but the skeleton woman was too much for you to handle? You really expect me to believe that?
Well, I guess my joke didn't really go over very well.
She did what had to be done.
I was trying to break the tension a little bit. So much serious discussion, you know? Scary skeleton lady, but...
I'm sorry, Envoy. This is my life's work. And that skeletal maniac attacked my home.
That's fair.
I'm just a little more raw than I thought.
That's totally fair. Even if Ludwig was in the right in this scenario, that doesn't forgive what she did back in Fjord, and I can understand just wanting to oppose Ludwig for the sake of opposing her just because of what she's done in the past, so I totally understand. I'm sorry you're upset.
It's all right. I think you've earned a bit of trust from me. Things have been... unreal. We spoke to actual ancient Echidans in the ruins. I was able to ask questions and get answers.
I wish I could ask ghosts questions about my areas of study too, but I'm happy for you.
Perhaps you'll pick a better specialty next time.
Elemental magic, it just doesn't have enough ghosts to give me answers, you know?
I'll blow them all away with my next paper. But to go through the trials ourselves? Oh, could we be any luckier?
Yeah, focus on that. See, we did get something out of the ruins after all. I mean, the trials were worth it, if only to feel... No, that's no. Never mind. I thought the rest of that sentence was going to say, the trials were worth it if only to learn more about the past, but no. Not to feel like I know where I belong. I'm going to say, I don't get why anyone would worship Sop at all after what we saw in those trials.
Must you try to ruin my fun, dearie? Well, I have to start writing this all down before I forget. But do return if you think of any other juicy details.
Alright, well, this is the first opportunity we've really had to chat. What do you think of our travel companions?
We've been traveling together for a little while. I just have to know. Did you purposefully choose such colorful company, or is that just what you attract naturally? I mean, I'm very clearly a delight, so it's obvious why you let me stick around. But Kai's hiding a lot behind that humor of his, isn't he? Thinking that could be Quilici in me is... not something I want to think about. And Marius... I don't know what's lurking in him, but I do think he should speak to someone on it. If he reaches out, do try, will you? As for Giada, well, clearly Giada is a gem. As for me, well, I'm just as riveting as you, but the boys are giving me a run for my money.
Are you implying that I'm the least interesting of our group?
You've got the thorn of a secret god inside of you. I think your uniqueness goes without saying, my dear envoy. You do strike me as a people person. Tell me, Do you get along with all you meet?
All? No. Oh, this is where we can say if I have a sweetheart at home. No, I think we've said before there's no one waiting for us at home, and I've never been in love before, so let's stick with that canon. I'll just say I've got a lot of friends back in Adder. I've made a lot of friends at Hogwarts.
So, you'll be swarmed by will-wishers then, upon arriving home? And here I thought I had a wild youth exploring ruins. You might be putting me to shame, dearie.
Come on. You and Kulichi have been simple and sweet all your time together?
Kulichi is quite good at knowing when to be sweet and when to be sour.
Yatsli, that's my surrogate father you're talking about?
Oh yeah, they have
Spare
an
my
interesting
imagination,
relationship,
if you
don't they? Because Yahtzee is like basically dating her stepdad, so like in a way, Yahtzee's like kind of Giada's stepmom. It's a very interesting dynamic there that I kind of forgot about because Yahtzee and Giada are friends, and
Style of fighting,
yeah,
I mean,
that's quite interesting.
Opaque. But listening to your incantations, they could use some tightening up. I could probably teach you a thing or two, if you're up for it. What do you say?
Yeah. Let's sharpen our wits together.
If such a thing is even possible. For me, at least.
Oh, Yatsli.
What? Out of breath already? Talk to one of the boys. See if they can help with your stamina, dear.
Jesus!
Well, I've taught you all I can. Let's hope you put it to good use.
Okay, then. It's an interesting conversation with Miss Yatsli. Now, let's see if we can upgrade our stuff. We need more black wood branches and Balrog skin. We can make more black wood branches using the petrified wood branches. And we can make more petrified wood branches, yeah. We can make more hardwood branches. We just gotta go through like this and upgrade our stuff. And then we need a Balrog skin. Wow, we can make a ton of that. Oh yeah, just gotta go through and basically upgrade our upgrading supplies. Craft that. Craft a bunch of these. Oh yeah, we should be able to get some good upgrades in. Make a bunch of cave coral. Cool. Alright, now we can get some upgrades. Minoletta's conduit, we can get it to superb quality +1. Audecora's grimoire, we can get it to superb quality +1. And then Animancer's swallowtail, superb quality +1. Oh, and we can do it again. Superb quality +2. Beautiful. Alright. Great upgrades all around. I don't think any new enchantments can be placed. I'm not sure. Don't think we got any new totem parts.
Stationed in the Deadfire.
Sure was.
So I think
I was in out as soon as I was old enough to leave home.
We're good for right now.
They say that Aerithis woke up.
We'll exit here.
How could they? Beloved that you are, and still they bared their fangs. We blessed the Tabaru and they prick us in return.
I mean, you harmed innocents. Of course they're furious.
Roots like a wall. We only meant to protect. We thrashed against the blinding light to keep the Akita safe.
You don't need to yell at me.
We never wanted this. So many seedlings lost. We grieved, but we saved many.
Did you? I don't know that you did. I'm pretty sure you killed them all. You can't take any fucking responsibility for anything, can you?
We tended, comforted the living, and buried the dead. Yet still the branches swipe. We mourn. We could not be to blame.
Could not.
They should have honored you. Their wrath? This we could
Petulant
not foresee.
child. T.S., you used that descriptor earlier, and it's so spot on. cannot accept any possibility, cannot fathom the idea that they did something wrong or that people might be mad at them. You would not raise your hand against us, said Sapadal. Depends on whether you hurt the people I love, like you hurt all of the ancient Akita people.
Words like bile. This is not.
You would not raise your hand against us. The jury's still out.
Sleep now.
Yeah. Sapadal's just... She's really pissing me off lately. Petulant child is petulanting. And I'm not here for it. I'm not here for her constant tantrums and inability to accept responsibility or admit what she's done.
Be careful. I doubt this is the same third one we left.
Wait, what the fuck?
The walls are still standing. Let's see who's still on their feet.
What the hell happened? Do you see how much Dream Scourge is here? Holy shit! While we were gone, the city just got overrun? Oh, fuck. I mean, the wall's held. There's still some people alive. Wow. I was not expecting this. At all. Okay, the inside of the city looks okay. I don't think they got inside. They managed to hold them, but... clearly they suffered casualties at the wall. Yeah, our choices are catching up to us fast, that's for sure. The city's still standing though, so... that's good. I don't see any Dream Scourgeons inside these walls. So the guard continues to hold out. How much longer? I don't know. But... all is well for now.
The ruins? What happened? I heard them fall to rubble. It comes, it sings, it dreams. Of war and
oh,
blood,
no.
and blood and smoke and...
oh no, the
you
Dream
have a
Scourge
hand,
is
Envoy?
inside the walls. Temerity, are you okay? I mean, look, we took down the ruins to kill most, if not all, the Dream Thralls.
You and your Inquisitor destroyed hundreds of years of history and time, and silver lights flashing bright. Ruins break into bones, they do. They make a necklace, a collar of time. We choke and die.
You alright there? You're afflicted with the Dream Scourge, Temerity. You need to rest.
I'm sorry, I think I need a
Yeah,
moment.
she's scourging.
Smoke and rhyme, we are losing time.
Oh no.
I think she's already slipping away from us. We've got to stop this plague, Envoy.
Yep. We're heading out of Shatterscarp, is that okay?
Leave for the silver and the root and the song. Go now. Go far. Yes.
Euros says, wow, yeah, this is different for sure from mine. Okay, so Temerity wasn't Dream Scourged and the city wasn't assaulted if we had picked the other option. Interesting. But I guess on the other hand, we would have come back here and people would have been dead, so... again, there was no right answer. People were gonna die no matter what. We just had to make the decision that we could live with. The city holds for now, but obviously... the Dream Scourge is at the gates and seems to be, seeping through, if you will. Alright, we did get a, point that we can use. We fully upgraded almost all of our spells. I'm gonna fully upgrade Grimoire Snap next. And then, our main story. Our dreams divide us still. After using the Akitan device you found in Nabu Cabell to decipher the location of the garden, the time has come for us to enter Gallowayne's tusks and find the path to Sapadal's prison. Temerity has given us permission to exit Shatterscarp using the bridge in the north of the region. Gallowayne's tusks, home to the dwarves of Solace Keep, is just ahead. Marius might be able to help you navigate the region.
The city burned to the ground.
Alright guys, well there you have it. We are finished in this region, and we're going to head to the next region of the Living Lands, which is up north. We started here in Dawnshore, went to Emerald Stair, came all the way across to Shatterscarp, and then up to Galloween's Tusks is going to be our next destination. I'm very excited to go to Galloween's Tusks. We've heard so much, and apparently there's a large conclave of dwarves up there, which is going to be interesting. A volcanic region is going to be very different geographically than a lot of the biomes that we've experienced so far. We should also maybe find a smith up there to help us work with the star metal. Our last recommendation was to speak to the Forge Master of Solace Keep, which should be interesting. If we can make something cool out of the star metal, I'm sure that's going to be awesome. But regardless, I think this is probably a good place for us to end stream, so when we come back next time, we can head to our new area. The story is certainly heading forward towards what's clearly going to be quite a dramatic conclusion, but we've got a whole new area to explore, so we've certainly got lots of game left yet. Let's save, and then as I was saying earlier, unfortunately there will be no stream next weekend. Me and my best friend Bethany, we try to do what we call a bestie trip once a year because we do live so far apart. I live in Calgary, she lives in St. John's. So every year we try to organize some sort of trip. And our bestie trip is coming up this weekend. We're heading to Toronto to see the Toronto Raptors, and then we're taking the train up to Ottawa and seeing the Ottawa Senators. So I'm so excited. We're going to see two of my favorite sports teams and have a sports weekend. So I will be away next weekend. So Avowed will return the following weekend. So it'll be 2 weeks until we return to the world of Aora, unfortunately. However, we will be live again tomorrow night. The co-op streams with Rory through Split Fiction continue. So hopefully I'll see some of you guys here tomorrow night as we continue through Split Fiction. Otherwise, like I said, we'll be back in 2 weeks with some more Avowed. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. So thank you so much for the well wishes. I appreciate it. I'm looking forward to just getting out of here and having some fun. I think I've mentioned before, work has quite unfortunately been really tough lately, so I really need this break kind of more than ever. So thank you all so much for hanging out with me today. I really hope you enjoyed the stream. I hope you enjoy the rest of your weekend. Have a happy Sunday. See you guys here tomorrow for some Split Fiction. Bye everyone.